You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
Man, welcome back to BG. What we talking about, man? It's been a long time, man. BG been in a bad space, man. I haven't been able to find any motivation to get in front of this camera and talk to y'all. I talk to people still about the stuff I would talk about on here, but it just I haven't been able to find the energy since I moved out here. But man, my dog Chip hit me up. Coach Green, y'all call him Coach Green, I call him Chip. But he hit me up and we was talking. I'm like, dog, you know what? Let's get on, dog. Let's get on. And sometimes that's all you need. All you need is there somebody to just give you the call and tell you to get up. Let's go to the gym or get up. Let's do what motivates you. And I think this was a sign. You calling me today was a sign I needed to get in front of this camera. So, episode 18, my dog Chip joining me. How you been, Doc?
I've been great, man. I've been great. And I'm glad this is me saying, let's get up and go to the gym. I was actually getting ready to go to the gym myself. And I had to say, hey, man, I got to get some stuff off my chest. I gotta be able to get these thoughts out, man, when I'm starting to think about sports. And who else was I'm gonna call? I'm gonna call my God. What we talk about? That's what you do.
We talking about? I love it, man. I love it. Well, let's get straight into it, man. Big news this weekend, man. Heisman Trophy was presented. All finalists were definitely big names. Big names this year. The finalists were Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty, Dylan Gabriel, and Cam Ward. I think it could have went any way. I don't think I would have been upset with any one of those players getting it. Maybe outside of Cam Ward. I thought Cam Ward was really good. But I thought it was a clear cut who was the best player in college football this year. And my opinion is the person who was the best player in college football won the award. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, man. There's been a lot of hate, though. A lot of people saying, well, his stats don't stack up. How you feeling about the Heisman, man?
First and foremost, just notice how many times we're going to use this word hating in sports, right? That got to change. We have to understand that we have never seen this. And I've been a student of the game for a long time. You had Dion. You had packages. I remember Champ playing over 100 plays. I remember him doing it like maybe 2 weeks. And then he went back to he played back and forth, but not as much, not 3 seasons.
Rod Woodson played a little bit offense.
He had a package.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm just adding to your point of there's guys who played both sides of the ball, but it was more of a, hey, this is
he that good.
Got about 7 plays for you on offense.
Right. You that good.
Called. Not definitely called, but could be called.
Could be called, right. You're
Saturday.
That good. You're that good that we got to do this because you're that good. We just seen this kid do it for 3 years of I'm over here and I'm over here. And dominate, get better every year and dominate. So you have to, because the kid from Boise State, he's doing something incredible too. And I think he's gonna be a really good NFL player. But no, with Hunter done, no. You gotta open that door because there's about to be a couple more like him coming real soon.
So let me give you an argument. One of my guys said, well, I think Jeanty should have got it because when you stack their stats up, I mean, was Travis Hunter really some amazing cornerback when his numbers don't stack up to the cornerbacks who have big numbers in college?
So you got to understand what a good cornerback is.
Mm-hmm.
A good cornerback like Dion, You ain't gonna throw his way.
That's
Not
what I
throwing
said.
his, not throwing his way is automatic incompletion. Like they not throwing his way.
That's
So of
exactly
course
what I
his
said.
numbers, they're not throwing his way, they're not running his way. When you run his way, he hitting people, causing fumbles. He is a game changer. You're not going over there. You're not testing it. So of course his numbers is not going to be as good as somebody who they going that way.
I, I
So
I said the exact same thing. I said the exact same thing. His numbers won't ever be gaudy on the defensive side because it was coaches that legit was saying we're not going over there this entire game.
right, like
Like,
if you
because just one throw of the
right,
ball, 6 points. It could be
think
6 points
about
like that.
right. Just think about it. His interceptions, they are all like amazing interceptions. They are not like you just threw it to me. No, like he had to go bait you and go take away your screen because he know where you're going. Like he ran your wide receiver route for him to get it. Like he understands. Like he is elite on both sides,
I,
and
I
we never
completely
seen it.
agree. I
Yeah, we
completely agree. I thought Travis
never.
Hunter deserved it hands
Yeah,
down, man.
yeah,
The same group chat I'm talking about, it led with yeah, the Heisman about to go to Travis Hunter. It shouldn't, but I get it. I was like, well, why shouldn't it?
yeah.
What do you mean it shouldn't? He was clearly the best player in college
The college
football this
football.
year.
Yeah, and you know what? I gotta be
And that's
honest.
not taking nothing away from Genty. That's the thing. I think
No,
when people think that when you say, yo, Travis Hunter was clear cut one, that means Genty was trash. No,
no,
Genty
that's
was
just
what he was. He was number two.
right. But that's just how the mindset is and how they program to just.
Hate,
I don't like to use the word hate. That's
hate.
what you're going to get. It's no, it's this is straight love. Like this is just straight up. I'm telling you the authenticity of it. Like if you played the sport, you respect the sport. I played football. I played wide receiver and safety. I was a way better safety than I was a wide receiver. Way better. So to be elite at both
It's
and make
crazy.
plays at that level, no, no, we ain't, no,
I
yeah,
just question how you don't get tired, Travis Hunter. Like you don't
yeah.
ever be like,
Yo, and
man,
then he can hoop, and then he can go out and hoop and dunk on people. Like, yo, Youngin can do whatever he put his mind to. Let's kick the door open. We need more of those. That's a game changer. We need more of those.
for
We
sure.
need more of those.
But salute to Ashton Genty.
Yes,
Amazing year. I
yes,
think he's going into this bowl game. He has a chance to break the all-time rushing record
yeah,
for college in one season. So good
yeah,
luck on that.
yeah,
Dylan Gabriel, although he beat my Penn State Nittany Lions last week,
yeah.
congratulations to him. Oregon getting that one seed was huge, and Cam Ward, he looks like he's going to be an exciting player in the
Right.
NFL. He's going to be
Hey,
an exciting player on
yes,
Sundays to watch.
yes, and they're gonna do what they do, and I'm looking forward to them. I'm gonna be a big fan of all of them.
Hey, real quick, I ain't even talk about this. You think they got the bracket right?
No,
Agreed. Oh, if you want to
but
elaborate, you can, but I agree
I
100%, and I have Cam Newton's opinion on it. I
I
have Cam
was
Newton's exact opinion on
I would say this. No, I don't agree with it. But however, they got it right for this year so they can fix it next year.
it. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I
I
look.
don't agree with it, but they gonna fine tune it and come on, let's fix it. This is new,
I
so it
don't
gotta
get
be
the. I don't get the Alabama fans that are saying, "Well, we lost 3 games. We don't deserve to be there." I'm glad we ain't make it. I was like, "Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you gotta realize your opponents. Granted, they shouldn't have lost one of them games for sure, but a
right,
lot of them SEC teams be beating each other up. Like it's
right,
kind of disrespectful to me for SMU to to be in there and not at Alabama when you look at who these teams play, dog. Some of these
yeah,
teams is playing teams that got a team full of NFL players. So if you got like 3 NFL players, SMU probably has, and you playing against schools that don't have any, of course you're gonna be what you is. I just don't like it, man. Hopefully they get it right next year. I don't like it.
well. I'll say this. I'll say this. I, that is something that I do agree with uh the strength of schedule. But I'm not going to sleep on the ACC because I thought SMU wasn't going to be what they was, but they went right through Florida State.
But hear me out. Whoa. Florida State was trash this year. Like
They
bad.
was,
Like
but
real bad.
but SMU went through everybody.
And I hear you. But I think they just have to have two things. They have to have a college football playoff ranking, and they have to have a ranking. End of the season, SMU, you may be ranked higher than Alabama. But for the college football playoff, we take different things into account when we rank you. So we want the best product on the field, the best 12 teams, not the best 12 records, not the best 12 records, the best 12 teams in the country. And
But you can't do that. I'm gonna tell you
a top 12 team.
I'm gonna tell you why you can't do that. Because if you are a good small school, if you're a really good small school,
Mhm.
big schools that's ranked higher you are not going to want to play you. So therefore,
They're only not going to want to play you because you're a small school. Because
no,
no
they're not
matter
going to play.
what,
They don't
we
want to
know they
lose to
got
the small
talent.
school.
Even if you know they got talent, it's just like, but it's a small school. So that talent, if it just so happens to outperform us this Saturday, if they beat us, it looks bad. We know they talented.
So
but
we
it's a
don't want to
small
take the
school,
risk.
So we don't want to take that risk of losing
Right.
to this small school.
Right. So therefore, you can manipulate the system based off of that. At the end of the day, you must take care. You got to take care of business. Like you can't lose to Vanderbilt. So I understand, like the Alabama fans,
Yeah.
they sit up there, they expect more. This is what you expect in the SEC, and it ain't gonna be, oh well, you just need to change that because everybody can. Hey, no, Alabama is Alabama. 2 losses, cool. 3 losses, you might not make it, and they understand that.
Even when we've added more powerhouses to the SEC, like
Yeah, but
everybody in the SEC had 2 losses.
and that's
Everybody.
hey,
Like everybody. It used to not be
yeah,
like that.
that's true.
Everybody had 2
That's
losses.
true. That's true. And I'm sure whoever wins the SEC, and they need to get more teams in. I know they fighting to say, look, we need to get 3 teams in.
They
But
definitely should.
I'm not going to sit up there and say that Alabama is just clear cut better than Boise State because they
If,
not.
if Alabama played Boise right now, neutral site, who would be favored? I'm not asking who would win. Who would Vegas have favored?
I don't know.
You know damn well.
No, because they're gonna lose. They got a chance to lose a lot of money. You're gonna lose a lot of money.
Neutral site, Alabama will be favored against them. Alabama
Yes.
will be favored against SMU and Boise at a neutral site. Neutral site. Boy, if they play in Boise, Boise probably will be favored.
But Boise will beat them.
They can't. I didn't say they'd be favored by 30. I'm
Hey,
just
Boise.
saying Alabama will be favored. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. Here's the argument. Boise State played Oregon this year, the best team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Took them to the wire. So they ain't no walk in the park. They gonna get it in. And Genty did what he was supposed to do. So, hey, look, you got to take care of business. That's why y'all get paid the big bucks. Y'all get paid the big bucks because y'all take care of business. And you know how you prove it? The SEC got to go win a national championship. You win a national championship, I guarantee you they'll get 3 or 4 teams in there next year. Your best got to be the best. That's why you do it.
They got a shot. Who you got as your favorite? Who you got as your favorite?
It's gonna be tough, but I got a feeling that the championship going up north.
Ooh.
I don't really. That championship probably gonna wind up going up north. It's going wacky. Like it's gonna be wacky this year.
Okay.
It's gonna be wacky this year. Who you gonna put? Georgia? Heck no. Georgia is depleted. It's over.
We got the easiest road.
Who is we?
I'm Penn State. I'm a Penn State fan. We got a pretty easy road.
Okay.
We got a pretty easy road. I'm not saying, hey, we're the favorites, but when I look at what we have to go through, it's a lot easier than some of those teams.
But the only problem is, are they going to be able to beat Oregon? Is they going to be able to beat Oregon?
But what if we don't have to play Oregon?
No, Oregon gonna be there.
But are we positive Oregon got to be there?
Oregon
Oregon's
is
in the
gonna be
top.
there.
Let me pull up the bracket for you real quick. Let me pull up the bracket for you so you know exactly who they got.
Right.
College football bracket, because they don't got it. They don't got it as easy as I thought, and I was confused how you can get that seed. So they would play in the second round. They would play the winner of Texas, Ohio State. How does getting the one seed get you the winner of Texas, Ohio State? That's all I'm saying. Oregon is really good. I mean, I'm sorry, not Texas, Ohio State. Tennessee, Ohio State. Excuse me. Tennessee, Ohio State. And then if they win that game, they gonna have to play Texas. Hear me out. Penn
They could
State
beat
got
Texas.
I think they can beat Texas. But after you have to probably play Ohio State, which is probably going to be a dogfight. That's just not an easy game. Here, my first game, SMU. I think we beat SMU. I'm going to just be honest. Then we play Boise. We got the dogs at the line and linebacker to, I don't want to say stop him, but kind of bottle him in a little bit. After that, we'll have probably Georgia. But I'm just saying, our road is not difficult. It's not difficult.
I think that's what I mean by it's all up for grabs. And listen to me. Ohio State, you don't know what they are.
Yeah. I thought they were the second best team in football about 3 weeks ago, but not no
No.
more.
Penn State, I love Penn State. I love Penn State. I'm cheering for them in this, of course. But it's just the simple fact that we have not won that Big Ten, and we have not beat the big dogs in that. Like,
When it was
or
time.
right. So, like I said, like Oregon is going to be there. Like Texas is going to be at the helm right now because they're going to go through some quarterback controversy. And I don't know. I just feel like when you go through quarterback controversy in this time, it's not going to end well. The only thing I can see is Georgia being so unexpected because you're getting the backup, but that's going to get you. I think that gets you through one round max. I don't think it gets you all the way there unless he get hot and you ain't got no. Unless he just get hot and you can't scout him and you can't. I don't see them. I think Georgia don't make it. I don't see Georgia making it. I see Oregon making it, and I see Penn State, and I see it being a dogfight. And I would love for Penn State to make it out. Like I said, I think it's going up north. I
If
think it's going.
we play them, if we play Oregon in the championship, we gonna win. They not beating us twice in 1 year, dog. They not beating us twice. They already have invaded the Big Ten on their first year in the Big Ten, won the Big Ten. We need
Right.
some get back. I'm letting
Right.
you know now. Oregon, we see y'all in the final. It's up for
Yeah.
y'all. Hey
I see
man,
that.
college football just got a bigger name than they've ever got. We thought Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, and Travis Hunter coming to Colorado was the biggest names that can jump into college, D1 college football, and make a splash. But some people's GOAT, Bill Belichick, is now the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Wow.
5 years, 50 million. Only the first 3 are guaranteed. Obviously, you know they do stuff like that. Like, look, if I ain't feeling this shit after a while, I could bounce. If y'all not feeling this after a while, y'all ain't gonna have to pay me if y'all wind up firing. But what you think about it, man? One of the greatest. I think you have to put him in your top 3 coaches all time. If you're talking coaches in the NFL, you have to put him there. One of the greatest coaches in the NFL history. Thought he was done. Thought he was fine being in front of the camera, but that itch got to him. North Carolina set a number he could not refuse, and now he's the head coach. How you feel about that?
First of all, congrats to Bill. 50 mil? 70-something years old getting a job for $50 million. Hey, that's
I didn't even
big
think
time.
about that.
That's why I coach, baby. That's exactly why I coach. Because I want to be 75 and get that 50 mil.
Yo, you start getting coaching, you start getting more money the older.
Right. That's why I love it. That's the business, baby. But congrats to UNC. I wouldn't expect nothing less from UNC. They've always modeled great coaching, always had great coaching, basketball, and football. They actually had a great
Yeah,
coach.
didn't they have Mac Brown for a while?
Mac Brown, yeah, and Mac Brown
Yeah.
is going to be a Hall of Fame coach. So shout out to them for even making this move. And Bill Belichick, this is great for a young kid to want to get the knowledge. One thing about Bill Belichick, he's going to be sharp. He has the knowledge. He is the perfect person that you will want to get the knowledge from. He is going to get players. He is going to elevate this game on a crazy scale. He is what the game needs. And for him to get his mojo back, and I can see him probably going back to the NFL in 3 years if he wants. Um, but I'm just thrilled for these boys, these young men who's gonna go there and get the knowledge. I know me when I went to college and I played Division One basketball. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do was play for someone who played the game and someone who knew the game, and they could understand, what I felt, and they could tell me things in advance. I felt like that gave me an advantage and that kept me ahead. What he's going to give to these young men is going to put them ahead for the next 30 years, and I think that is awesome. And kudos to them. Kudos to North Carolina. I wouldn't expect nothing less but greatness. And you don't put him in your top three. It's like top two, top one.
Yeah, it has to be like there.
You need to name the Super Bowl after him.
Yeah, that's what I say, and that's the only reason I say you have to have him at least in your three. Because some people say, "Dog, the trophy's named after Lombardi."
Lombardi,
Right,
yeah,
cool.
So after Lombardi, yeah. So we need to figure that out. And again, we use this word. It's so easy to hate. You can't hate 6 Super Bowls. That's how smart he is. And then he had another 2 with the Giants, where you coach a guy like Lawrence Taylor. Like, listen, greatness is greatness. This game needs the greatness. Don't hate on the greatness. Don't do that.
At the end of the day, a lot of people wanted to, like you said, hate on the fact that, man, you think Bill Belichick gonna go sit in a 17-year-old kid's living room and try to convince him to play for him. I do think that's going to be difficult. I will admit that I don't know if I'm a top prospect and Bill Belichick, with his very monotone demeanor, can super convince me. I will admit that may be challenging. But wait, hear me out. But North Carolina is a brand. He doesn't even really have to be a seller.
No.
His name is enough weight.
Right.
And North Carolina is enough weight.
Right.
To make kids want to go there. If I was on the fence about North Carolina, if I was a sophomore last year, about to go into my junior year, and I was on the fence, North Carolina was in my top 3, and then all of a sudden Bill Belichick's there, they either move to 1 or at the lowest 2, because they guaranteeing me I'm gonna get my ass coached. Like, I'm gonna get coached. A lot of kids, there are some still out there that want to be coached. There are kids out there that really want to be coached hard. There's some divas out there that just want to show you, look, I'm talented and my talent is better than anything you could teach me. But there are some kids that want to be coached, and I think they know they'll be coached by Bill Belichick.
It's definitely kids that want to be the kids that go to North Carolina want to be coached. You don't go there and you don't play at that level if you don't want to be coached. So that's a given that the kids want to be coached. It's just the fact that now, do you want to be elite? Do you want to make the decision to be elite? And do you understand what that means? He's not going to have to go sit in nobody's living room and convince them to go to North Carolina. He's just going to have to show them. He's just going to have to be able to explain what that means. And they got to be prepared to want to do that. But he's going to get the kids. And he know football, so he going to win. And he going to change programs. He going to change programs. Will he have a swag and a drip like Dion? Probably not. But he going to have his old school grandpa swag that's going to stick forever and set the culture and the foundation like North Carolina wants.
And he's not going to no slouch school. Like, no disrespect to Colorado, but nobody gave a damn at all about Colorado. Like, they needed a Dion, Shador, Travis Hunter effect. North Carolina doesn't need Bill Belichick to have this larger than life aura to bring people to watch it. Just people like seeing North Carolina. I know it's a basketball school, but they ain't been no slouches in football either. So he doesn't have
No.
to go above and beyond and put North Carolina on the map. North Carolina's already on the map, and now having an amazing coach too. Watch out, man.
Yeah,
Watch
you in it.
out.
Watch. Definitely better watch out. Definitely.
Oh
Definitely.
man. Let's talk NFL for a little bit though. You got some time to talk NFL with me?
Absolutely.
I want to talk NFL, man. You see what I got on. You see, I know what you rep. We looking good, man. We look good. Detroit looks good. Buffalo's look good. Baltimore looking good. But a lot of people saying we still not on a tight level because of lackluster quarterback play. You think our quarterback all right, or how you feel? You think we can win a Super Bowl with Jalen?
Um, our quarterback. First of all, our quarterback is elite. Second of all,
Say that one more time.
our quarterback is elite.
Okay.
Elite. Uh, bro, we were just in the Super Bowl.
And he was the best player on the field.
He balled out in the Super
He
Bowl.
was the best player on the field.
They had to call a fluky call so he don't get the ball last to go win the Super Bowl. Because they know he would have won the Super Bowl. So let's get that clear. We have an elite quarterback. You got to understand, people don't like. They don't like. They must don't like evolution. They don't like the game to grow or something. They expect it to always be, or you need to sit in the pocket right here and just throw the ball from the pocket, or you scramble out, you just need to throw the ball. No, he can run. He runs. So if he feel like I'm not gonna throw the ball right here, I'm a run right here from what he's seeing, you gotta trust that. That's why he winning games. And you gotta trust that you're gonna always make the right play. The objective is to make the right play.
That's the problem with these fans, man. They think the objective is to have 500 passing yards. They think that's the objective. They want Jalen Hurts to be Joe Burrow. And let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see how many wins Cincinnati got. 6. They got 6. We won more games in a row than they've won all season. And y'all want my quarterback to play like Joe Burrow?
Didn't he beat Joe Burrow?
No, we already did that. We took care of that.
Okay. I thought
we took care of that work already this year.
I really don't understand, and that's what I don't get. So then he comes out and he have a great game, and you know what's going to happen after this great game? They're going to move the goalpost and give you something else to hate about, and that's why y'all got to stop hating, because they have programmed you to hate over and over and over, and there's no silencing the critics. It's no silencing them, and you got to stop that.
You can silence them, but you can't silence them until you hold the Lombardi up. That's the only way.
That's not
the
true.
only way. Yeah, it
That's
is.
not true.
Think about it, Chip. If we don't win a Super Bowl, the narrative will be Jalen Hurts. It was because Jalen Hurts didn't do X, Y, Z.
And if we win the Super Bowl, it's going to be Saquon Barkley carried.
Saquon Barkley. They're going to say it's Saquon Barkley. I know. They're going to move it.
They're going to move the goalpost, so it's no silencing them. So what I'm trying to explain to the people is you have to silence the hate.
And the only way to silence is win. You got to win.
You got to win, but then when the love comes, it got to be nothing but love. Like, you can't hate the way we hating. It makes people not want. It makes people like me who loves the game not want to watch it.
You know the wildest part? The wildest part is last year, all Eagles fans and everybody in the world said was, man, they just run the ball. I wish we'd run the ball more. Now we running the ball more, and it's, if it wasn't for y'all run game, y'all would be. And y'all told us that was our strength. We telling y'all that's our strength. Yes, we are a running football team, and we're a defensive football team. We just doing what it takes to win.
We've always been that. That's North Philly way. Like, that's Philadelphia football. That's Broad Street bully football. That's what we do. That's how we play football. And that's how you win football games.
Exactly.
What do you mean? Like, they just hating. And guess what? We're gonna let y'all hate while we win these chips. I know that.
We gotta win, but we got a lot of teams. We got 4 teams in the AFC that already clinched: Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Houston. Obviously, Baltimore's more than likely gonna clinch. In the NFC, us, Detroit, and Minnesota have clinched. Green Bay is right behind Minnesota at God. Oh.
This
Yo,
gonna be
the
tough.
North gonna have 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough.
They
The
got
playoffs is
3
gonna be tough.
teams in the top 4.
Yeah.
They all in the same division.
Yeah. But that might mean that in that first round they probably gotta play each other too.
Oh yeah, so that's the key. The key is for us to get that 1 seed, in my opinion, man. We
Yeah.
gotta. I don't want to say we have to. I don't want to say we have to. I'm not saying we must get the 1 seed, but I think
It
that
makes us
should be
better.
our goal: is to
Yeah.
get the 1 seed, get that bye, let some guys beat each other up in that first round, and then we come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, still with the same momentum we're ending this season with. So. Yeah, I think I want the 1 seed. I want the 1 seed. And Buffalo beating Detroit yesterday was very good for
Yes.
us. It was
Very, very
very
good.
good for us. Because I just felt like even through this whole win streak, I'm like, oh, but Detroit just keep winning. Like we can't catch them. Like I'm
Because
trying to
they
catch
playing
them.
smash.
I
Right?
know we good, but damn, I don't want to catch them at some point. And this weekend we finally caught them, dog. We finally
Right.
caught them. Both of us at 12-12. Uh, they have the tiebreaker.
12-2.
I said
No.
12-12. 12-2. I'm tripping.
I think I don't know who get the one up. They didn't
So
beat us. We didn't play them this year.
currently they have us as the 2. And I think the when I look at it, our only difference is our conference record. We're 7-2, they're 8-1 in the
Right, okay.
NFC. So that looks like that's the tiebreaker. It's because they only got 1 loss in the NFC.
Oh, in the NFC period. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. So that
both our losses are in the NFC, and they only got 1 in the conference. So that's
yeah.
why currently they are still a 1 seed.
Yeah. Well, I feel like and think about it. How do they play? They run the football, play action.
People fail to realize that all of the teams that already are in the playoffs are technically running teams. Chiefs, they run the ball, they play defense. Yes,
This
they
is
have
one.
Pat Mahomes. Yes, they have Pat Mahomes, but they run the ball, they play defense. Buffalo, run the ball, play defense. Pittsburgh, run the ball, play defense. Houston, run the ball, play defense. Baltimore, run the ball, play defense. Detroit, run.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all want my quarterback.
To throw it 53 times.
The proof is in the pudding. I'm telling y'all, the best records in the NFL, all of those teams are running teams who play defense.
Yeah.
All of them. Every
But
single one of them.
they know Mahomes to air you up. Mahomes, this is one of Mahomes'
And that's the thing.
statistical
I
worst
think that's the
seasons.
difference. I think people are saying the threat of Patrick Mahomes, the threat of Josh Allen, the threat of Jared Goff, the threat of Jefferson and old boy with Sam Darnold. But like they be forgetting, like we got a Heisman Trophy winner at wide receiver, and he not even our best wide receiver.
Yo,
Stop playing on my team, yo.
listen.
Stop
The
playing on my
threat.
team, dog.
Now listen to this threat though. The threat of Jalen Hurts is bigger than all of their threats, except for Mahomes. Except for Mahomes and Lamar, Hurts got the biggest. He can run. Not only can he run, he'll run an 80-yard touchdown, bro.
I
He
mean,
can.
Josh Allen can do that too. Josh Allen
Yeah,
can do that too.
yeah. But Josh Allen can't win. He can't win like Hurts.
He winning right now. He winning right now.
He gonna turn it over. You know what? I don't want to say it like that because that'd be hate. I don't want to do that. So that's how you correct yourself. Gotta correct yourself because Josh Allen is all that. So I want y'all to let me be the example. I don't think he's better than Hurts, but Josh Allen is all that.
Like he's still good, and that's the thing.
He's still really good.
When we rating these players and we talking about who we think is better, that's not a slight to the other person.
No.
Me saying Saquon Barkley is the best running back in football is not me saying Derrick Henry is trash.
Right. And what makes Hurts better than Allen?
I think it's decision making. If I had to take a choice, I would say decision making.
You hit it right on the nose. I'm willing to tell my best receiver, no, I'm not throwing you the damn ball. I see them right there. I'm not throwing the ball. I'm not going to throw no damn pick. I ain't going to turn it over. Josh Allen, you getting these dumb turnovers. The reason why I think he is doing good is because now he's in control of his wide receiver core, that he ain't got to go through the arguments and all of that.
When he had big names, he was scared to tell Diggs no.
Yeah, like Hurts, no, you ain't going to get it right here. Bro, I'll talk to you, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to win the game. And it's going to be about team. And for a quarterback to do that, that's huge. That's huge, man. And that's why he is who he is. And he deserves credit for that. And he not getting that. And guess what? Maybe it's good for us. We Philly people, we don't want that glam and glitter anyway. Like I said, we blue collar workers. We'd rather get it out the mud anyway.
There's two players right now that's standing out to me because it seems like they're willing to take on any role possible to win us a Super Bowl. And it's the quarterback position and the running back position. I've seen time and time again this year where Saquon has been given a chance on like the 3, he can't get in. And then we'd wind up doing the Philly special. I'm sorry, not the Philly special, the brotherly shove. And Jalen gets the touchdown. That hurts a running back's numbers. It hurts his incentives at the end of the season. But I've not once seen him have a look of disgust.
No,
we go back a few before he had his monster game when he was just a few yards away from breaking his record against his old team. And Nick walked over to him and asked him, "Hey, dog, you know you only this amount away from your records. You want to go back in and get a couple more carries?" He said, "No, let me."
No.
Like I feel like we have selfless superstars on this team, and I'm not saying AJ is selfish. This is not me saying that, but I think his
competitive drive.
His approach was wrong. His competitive drive is where I want it to be. Want the ball. You should want the ball. But I just don't want you to make other people create stories about Philadelphia's locker room that you know is not true. I never thought that Jalen and AJ Brown had beef after that situation the other day. It was just, a competitive guy wants the ball, and the person who can give him the ball isn't giving it to him. So he's decided to say it out loud.
I didn't even look at it like that. I looked at it as totally as y'all fell for the bait. At the end of the day, not y'all as in you, but the other team and everybody else. At the end of the day, I feel like they trust Jalen, right? And they know what they're getting when they come to the line of scrimmage. You know, while we running the ball, you're not bringing them safeties down. You keeping them safeties up. We gonna run the ball. So if we act like we frustrated and we act like this, maybe y'all come at us different. I looked at it as it was pure entertainment. Like I ain't even getting involved in this. We're gonna be ready to play football. And all right, if you gotta give them entertainment, that's what I looked at. I can't see no hate on Jalen Hurts. And I know Devontae is selfless. I know Brown is selfless. I'm gonna tell you how I know because they are blocking all game. They are blocking.
Oh no, that's definitely underrated. Underrated thing that all wide receivers do is block.
They are blocking, and Saquon is breaking long runs. That's how you know they blocking. So the effort is there. Long as I can see that on the field, behind closed doors, I'm sure they fix that. They competitive. They're gonna get it right. And you are right. You want selfless superstars. Selfless. Because that's how you win Super Bowls. And you know what? That's how you be a group for 5-6 years and get a chance to be a dynasty because you are selfless and you have a everybody going to eat mentality. You know who my player is? That's going to be big for us in the playoffs. What's his name?
What position?
Running back. My backup.
Kenneth Gainwell.
That is my guy.
Kenny G a beast, dog. Kenny G a beast, dog.
The crazy part is, this is the scariest part, is he is actually getting better. He is getting better and better, and he's fresh. Like my whole thing is, I want them to get the ball so they can be fresh. And then when he comes in and he gives Saquon a break, man, he come in and he make a big play every time.
You said Kenneth Gainwell getting better, right? You a
Yes,
Sixers fan too, right?
yes,
At what point did Tyrese Maxey take his biggest steps when he was playing next to James Harden and realized, yo, dog, I'm watching a master at work.
right,
I get to watch this and
uh-huh,
think about when Maxey took his step.
right,
And you just admitted that, man, Kenny G getting better. You
right.
know why? Because he's sitting in the same room as Saquon Barkley.
Learning that greatness,
You
learning
ima-
that greatness.
Can you imagine Monday watching tape with Saquon Barkley and they slowing down like his vision in these holes and how he able like dog, come on, dog. It's ridiculous, dog. Appreciate you, Giant. Hey, Giant, everybody from New York.
You know
Uh,
what?
we have
Tell
not
them,
given y'all true thanks yet, man. And
tell them.
I know that right now that y'all fan base is kind of down on y'all because of it. But I just want you to know you have fan bases and a fan base in Philadelphia that appreciate you. You have a guy in Daniel Jones who's sitting on his couch and his pockets are looking good, and you got a guy in Saquon Barkley who at least y'all didn't use him up. At least y'all left some juice for the Eagles. We appreciate y'all, New York
We
Giants.
from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my heart, like man, man, because you didn't have to. You didn't have to. You
when it's
did.
when it's all said and done, man, may the best teams win. My personal picks currently, I'm gonna go with the Eagles versus the Bills, man. I'm gonna go Eagles
What?
Bills Super Bowl right now. Right now is where I'm going. Eagles Bills only because I think Pat Mahomes might actually be injured. I think he might actually be injured, but we'll see. You can never count out Patty and Andy, but
I would.
if I was going to Vegas right now to put money on who I think is playing the best football right now, because it was a segment on the facility this morning I was watching. Real quick, I want to do that with you. And they were arguing who's the best team in football. And it was obviously an argument for us. But then they said the Chiefs. And I understand and I get it. The record is 13-1, and they find a way to win. But when I say best, I think about what I see with my eyes, and they don't look the best. Can they be
Mm,
the best of the AFC? Yes, but I don't think they're better than us. Do they have the longevity and the history to say that they are? They have the history to say, hey, when the chips is down, we still show up. They have the history to say, hey, as long as we got Pat Mahomes, we got a chance. They have the history to say Andy Reid is going to find a way. They do have that history, but who is the best team right now? Alabama had that history. That didn't mean they were the best team in college this year. You can have the history and still not be the current best team. And somebody said, LaShawn McCoy said, well, y'all was saying the same thing last year and see what it got you. Kansas City still got the Super Bowl, right? You know, the best team doesn't always win. Kansas City wasn't the best team in football last year. They just won the Super Bowl. When you
no.
say the word best, who's playing the best football? I think is the Eagles.
Okay. Okay.
How can the Chiefs be better? The
I'm
best
about to.
mean who's playing the best? Are the Chiefs
No.
playing
No.
better than us?
No. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. And yes, the Chiefs are the best football team in the NFL. And I'll tell you
Because
why. Because when you play football, it's not. It's not. It's not. We're not. Football is not like I just dominating yards. It's
yeah, it's
about
not.
wins. It's about
If you
wins and
win by
losses.
50, if you win by
Uh,
one, that 1 point win is a big win. It
it's a
feels
big
it
win.
took everything it took out of it that it took to get that 1 point win.
My point exactly. So the reason why they're the best team in football is because they have proven they can beat you anyway.
And
They
we
have
have
proven.
We haven't.
I'm not saying that we
And
haven't.
that's why I'm saying
Oh,
we're
well,
better. We
no.
both have
Let me.
proven we can win any way you want this sauce. Kansas City can give it to you. Any way you want this sauce, the Eagles can give it to you. But I
No, the
think
Eagles.
we've shown it better.
No, they haven't because they won 2 Super Bowls.
See, but that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you who's the best team of this era, the best team of all time, the best team over the last 5 years. I'm asking you who's the
But
best team
you gotta.
today. If there was a power ranking, you
No, let
can't
me
put the Chiefs over us. And a
let me
power ranking
finish.
is the best in my opinion.
No, let me finish. Let me help you to understand. Their unit has been together through all of this.
Hmm.
So as they're mature, they realize that the whole objective is just to win the game.
I agree.
And so they've been winning games in Super Bowls for years as they're going through it. And they understand that if we ever need to air somebody out, we got the guy to air you the fuck out. We got the guy to air you out for real. So let's just win football games the way we win in football games. That way you don't get to see what we got because they are
If,
so limited at the wide receiver position. However, it's not going to stop them from winning. They
if
have a
there were,
strategy in place to win.
in your current power rankings, you would have the Chiefs over us in a power ranking,
Yes.
with us on a 10-game winning streak. Like somebody just beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like somebody just like people don't even know what it feel like to beat us no more. We haven't
I,
lost a game since before our bye. Like
yeah,
we
but
don't lose. Like
that's
the
good.
same way the
But
Chiefs don't lose, they've lost more recently than us. We don't
yeah,
lose.
they win a Super Bowl though. That matters.
I know I know that matters, but you can't talk about that today. That
You
what
you
it
talk
took to
about
win those Super Bowls ain't going to help you today.
listen what I'm saying. You talk about it today to remind you that, bro, they record is what's their record?
13-1.
Okay then. You talk about the Super Bowls to remind you. Hold on, we 13-1, and we won 2 straight Super Bowls. I want to remind you how good we are. So it don't
So
matter how we win. We just need to keep winning so we can get ready to get to another Super Bowl. And then we show you we are the Chiefs. It's going to now this year, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be Philly and Baltimore. I think the Chiefs is gonna slip up in the playoffs, but it's only because I feel like Baltimore lost to the Chiefs already. I don't think the Chiefs beat them twice. I don't think nobody beats Baltimore twice. And that's where they're gonna have the advantage.
so you don't think we're gonna win a Super Bowl? Because
No, I think we're
if
gonna win the Super
Baltimore
Bowl.
going to the Super Bowl, we already beat them, so we
I'm
gonna
talking
lose.
about I'm talking about the AFC. I'm talking about the AFC. I'm sorry. I'm talking about everybody in the AFC. Nobody is beating them twice. That's the same way I feel. That's the same way I feel about them and Pittsburgh in that conference.
My only issue with Buffalo, I mean, my only issue with Baltimore is they defense is giving up points at an all-time high. Like
Yeah,
they be giving up numbers, dog.
yeah, yeah,
They be
yeah.
giving
And
up numbers. Like I don't know what happened to the defensive
right.
mindset of Baltimore. Like they used to be they call a card,
And what's the number one remedy if you got a bad defense or not so good defense?
control the ball, and they got the
Okay
people to
then.
do it. They got a running game.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
got a running game.
And if you play them in the cold, you really gonna be in trouble.
It sound good, but I think Buffalo do everything that Baltimore do.
They
I
can't run the
think
ball like
Buffalo do everything that Baltimore do.
I don't think they can run the ball like Baltimore in the cold in the playoffs.
That's all they playing is the cold. It be cold
I,
in Buffalo in like September.
and
Like
they be
they be
losing.
playing in the snow before anybody sees snow. I think
That's
it's
true.
snow in Buffalo first every year. Like it's like I think
You
the
ain't
snow
never lied.
start in Buffalo. Like the world,
Yeah.
like oh it's winter time to start snowing in Buffalo because we gotta let people know winter coming, but it has to be in Buffalo. Like they be playing in snow early. Like they used to that nastiness, dog.
You ain't never lied about that.
I'm telling you, Buffalo be ready for any type of weather. That's why
Yeah.
it scares me, man. I believe in Lamar, man. Well, again, the same way you just told me, dog, Kansas City can back theirs up because they like look at the past for Super Bowl. Lamar, we've seen you be the best team. We've seen you be a middle of the pack team. We've seen you be an MVP. We've seen you be this before. And then you get to the playoffs and you're not the same. Yes, you have a different breed of running back now, and I hope that that's the difference. But until you show us, because you just told me, until somebody beat the Chiefs, yeah, they the best team. So until Lamar shows us that he could like maybe get to a Super Bowl, man, I, I'm
If
worried for you
Lamar,
guys, man.
listen, if Lamar don't beat the Chiefs, ain't nobody beating the Chiefs.
Buffalo could beat the Chiefs, dog.
Buffalo got a shot though. They do got a shot.
If it's in Buffalo, it gotta be in Buffalo.
It's not gonna be in Buffalo.
It
That's what
can
I'm
be.
saying.
No, it can't be right now. The Chiefs.
No.
Well, who the Chiefs got left? Let me see who the Chiefs got left. Let me see what they probably got. Cakewalk. Oh no, Chiefs.
They got a tough game.
The Chiefs got 3 games.
Who they playing?
They got the Texans. Then they go
Tough game.
to Pittsburgh, and then they
Right.
go to Denver.
Right. Oh, Denver. No, they're gonna rock. They're gonna walk through Denver.
I don't know, man. Denver's defense been playing out their mind. That's gonna be one of them games where both defenses play well, and I think the Chiefs will win like 19-17. It's not gonna be. It ain't gonna be no like scoring. That's gonna be a dogfight. And the Broncos fighting for a playoff spot. That game gonna be serious.
All of these games gonna be dogfights, which is why I believe the Chiefs will lose in the playoffs because they're going through so many dogfights. However, you can't count out Mahomes. you don't count out Mahomes and Kelsey.
You can never. If he's out there, he got a chance. I will admit that. That. Enough about the NFL, man. When you called me earlier, you said, man, you had something really on your mind that you wanted to talk about involving our real first love, basketball. So I'm gonna just let you have the floor, man, on what you wanted to talk about today. With this viewership.
This NBA viewership, man, and where we're going with it is why viewership is so down. And again, we've been throwing around this word hate, which is a dangerous word, right? But it's so much of it in our game, in our media, that I just feel like this is the reason. Other than you're not giving it to us for free, right? And which I believe the local game should be free, like or something towards that magnitude. But we have to give out more positive and more positivity in our media work. Um, I mean, and it's so the drama is so weak. You rather bring drama in there and think that it's good. It's not. And all you're doing is bringing the players down. You having real people hate on real people, and that's never good. That's never a good thing. And it makes you not even want to be associated with it. This is a basketball community that basketball was put here to bring people together. And we got to be able to do that. And stop talking about the same thing. We are missing out on a great season. You know, we sit up here and we say, oh, the new game is so bad. All they do is shoot threes and and they don't play defense. That's a lie. Bro, they playing D. I watched the cup game. OKC in Houston. When I tell you it was great defense in that game, it was great IQ, it was great coaching.
Young man's game too, by the way.
It's a young man's game. We're gonna run up and down this daggone court.
This tournament showed me this is a young man's game now.
Yes. And we're gonna shoot threes. Yes, we get up a lot of shots. It's more possessions now. And that is the best brand of basketball. Yes, it's harder to guard. They always talking about, oh, the FIBA game is way better. No, it's not. It's nowhere near close. We are in a situation where we are waiting on the game, waiting on these coaches to let us continue the evolution of the game. Yes, I don't agree with when they on a fast break, you got all of them going to the 3-point line, nobody cutting to the basket. That's the coaching. And we'll get into that as we go on later in this segment. about how it needs to be a premium on coaching and development so we can get back to our essence. But when we talk about developing, we are being held back. And I'm talking about way held back. I'm a coach, I'm a student of the game. I've been coaching the game, I've been playing the game. When it comes to hooping,
Mhm.
I care about hooping. I hoop every day. You understand? Like, so I know when it's bad coaching. I know when our education system is holding us back. We are getting held back. It's not the kids, it's the aboves that trickles down to the kids. And it has to be changed. It has to be changed for the better. And we got to start with the hating, and we got to put a premium on coaching and development.
Well, when it comes to the hating, you got to think about it. I'm not saying it's a good thing,
Hmm.
but I think the media realizes. I mean, when we went into the social media age, they realized it was about having one the craziest take, the wildest take, being first to say something, and a lot of times having a narrative. And once they start their narrative, they keep it forever. And it keeps people tuned in. I hate to say it, but negativity sells, drama sells, a storyline sells. It used to be I turn on TV on Sunday, dun, 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 like I'm ready for just basketball. But now, in today's age, you can't just watch basketball. We want to watch the pregame and the postgame interviews more than we want to watch the games because the drama is what's selling. The drama
Yeah.
is what's selling. Think about it. Think about it. That's what made everybody interested in the Eagles this week. I know we on basketball right now, but think about it. The fact that they thought it was drama made everybody wonder what's Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown going to do this week. It had
Hmm.
more eyes on the Eagles. And
Hmm.
when they get more eyes, why would they stop being negative? If you ESPN, if you Fox, if you FS1, if you all these stations and your ratings are high because you, for lack of a better word, you in every segment, if it's a four-man panel, you got one person that agree with most people, you got one person that disagree with most people, you got one person that's going to hate on the whole situation, and you got one person that's going to keep it real. As long as that segment keeps drawing millions and millions of eyes, they feel like it's a good thing. Stephen A's and all of the people within media, they care about their relationship with these players, but I guarantee they care about they bottom line at the end of the day. The bottom line at the end of the day is making people view your show. And if I gotta throw some hate out there, and when I throw hate, they watch more, it's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. People gonna
Yeah.
get guys like Bubba Dub. No disrespect because he's amazing and he's hilarious, but he got famous by getting on camera and let's just say the Sixers right now, our team. We look bad. He'll get on here and call us trash. We trash. And
Right.
he got famous for hating on people. And I know he wasn't really hating, but
Right.
displaying hate is what made him popular.
Okay.
So it's
I,
hard for people to stop hating when they see, yo, hating in 2024 is making you rich. That's crazy. Hate is
I,
making people rich in
so that
2024, dog.
but that makes you listen. It's still gonna make you a corny
It
individual
is. Oh,
for the
100%.
hate.
No, please don't take me giving that side as
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah, yeah.
agreeing with that side. It's just me
I,
letting you know I get why they the way they are. I get
but
why it is like this right now.
I want, and I don't want to call it like I don't want to say he trash because I'll be laughing when he be saying trash. Like I ain't gonna hold you,
That's what I'm saying.
but
It's entertaining. It's
I get you.
entertaining, but
But
it is technically a display of hate. I
right,
know he doesn't truly. I know if he walked up to Joel Embiid, he'd be like, "Yo, you know that was just for the skit. It's all love. I know you're not." First of all,
right.
nobody in the NBA, no professional athlete is trash.
But see, I
Even
want to show
though
you
but it's still just, hey, look, I can show hate, and that's what made him famous, even though it wasn't true hate.
right. But I want you to be careful with that, and I want the world, the public, you got to be careful with that because you could get programmed into hating. And I want to show you what that looks like because you got to understand these were all tests. I mean, they found out. I don't want to even bring him up in this light no more, but rest in peace to O.J. Simpson. Like he was the real test of what they was doing and how they can program you with narratives and everything else. And you look what that did to him. Look at so many athletes who went through so much things based off of bad narratives
Mm-hmm.
and what they can do to an athlete based off of bad narratives. So you have to look at that and understand this is not right mentally, morally, and it's a way that you can use your words in a better way to get points across and everything else. But the hate and these narratives are not always good. And I think we need to fix that. And again, when we get to talk about narratives and all that, why is it part of holding the game back? You can't say that this farm system over here is better when this is proven better and you're holding it back because it's proven better. For example, if we're talking about development, why doesn't high school have a shot clock? Like that's unheard of. Like high school football, they got a play clock. And I mean, when they move to change, they got the digital things up there. But high school basketball does not have a shot clock. Do you know how outdated that is?
I didn't think about it.
You get what I'm saying? Like in Europe, you can go play for a whole nother country and be a professional at 16 and come up through the ranks and everything else. In high school, you can't even transfer out of your zone school without them being mad and talking
Oh my
recruitment
God,
and
I'm
everything
going
else.
through that. I'm going through that right now because the house I was originally supposed to live in, it fell off. But I had already had my daughter registered in the school, and they already she on the basketball team, and they already talk about because y'all moved, even though it's like 5 minutes away, and I take her to school, she don't catch the bus or nothing. It's not like they have to worry about transportation because we technically don't live in that zone. They saying she gonna have to play for another school next year. Like, huh?
You know how stupid that is? Do you know how stupid that is? Do you know how much you're holding the kid back? Okay, so if I'm at a school that has a library teacher as the coach, and they don't want to develop this kid, and I want to take my kid and put him in this school where I know he's going to develop, that coach could complain, and they go to a hearing, and you got to go back to the school. If that ain't some I own you type stuff,
it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
So when we get to talking, you're holding me back, bro. You're literally holding us back. And the reason why the game can't evolve the right way, and you preach hate. This is the best brand basketball the NBA has ever had. Let's get that out.
They'll never push that narrative because they're scared to let go of the past.
Because you want to push hate.
They scared to let go of it.
Bro, like stop playing like these players.
I love that there are some older players that say, "Man, there's no way I could have guarded Anthony Edwards."
Man,
like,
what?
I was a Hall of Famer for my time, but these kids now, like, I respect those Hall of Famers that say that when they say,
Listen to me.
Of my time, couldn't nobody mess with me. But the game has evolved so much. But people, like, I tell people today, like, this is no disrespect to your GOAT, but Michael Jordan is a lot of people's GOAT. Michael Jordan did extraordinary things with the basketball. Like 90% of the people in the NBA today could do everything Mike had in his bag. 90%. Like the average NBA player can make 100 turnaround jumpers in a row, 100 middies in a row. I'm not saying they're.
I get what you're saying, though.
I'm just saying the talent level is way higher, way higher. I'm not saying they're better than Mike. I'm just saying what Mike was doing at the time. Everybody can do a windmill now. It was when Mike was doing it. Nobody never seen it done like that. Nobody ever seen him stop on a dime and pull up foot. That was rare at the time. Now that's just second nature. That's second nature. The stuff Anthony Edwards doing, come on.
But they can't. No. I'm gonna go Again, I hoop every day, right? And I'm gonna tell you what's fascinating for me because I'm 41 years old, right? And the thing that's fascinating is I love being around young hoopers and good, especially college hoopers, good hoopers, because it's certain movements and certain shots that they do, like the sidestep jumper. I remember 10 years ago learning that, like, yo, yeah, this joint nice. I remember my man from Texas was doing it. He really from Chicago. Like sidestep one leg, threes. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is a new move. Like I got in the gym and did that with him and learned it. So my game is still gonna elevate. And now I know how to do the move. Like that's how the game's supposed to elevate. But they can't hit these turnaround jump shots because you got coaches now telling them, "Oh, I even want a three or all the way to the basket."
Yeah, true.
Bro, you're not even letting them be creative. You're not even letting them. You don't even know how to even coach them.
They
You
let
don't even know how to coach this talent.
they let analytics take over the game.
But
It
it's
stopped.
telling you,
It stopped being about coaching. It started being about, well, what do the percentages tell us? The percentages
but
tell us that if we shoot more threes than twos, we'll win.
but that's only because you're not putting a premium on coaching.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
you
They let
you have your
analytics.
right. You have your coaches in place. We want these people to coach. Here, get it from a deeper perspective. We want these people to coach these kids, bro. The game can't grow that way because they can't relate to what the game needs if you listening to just analytics.
And that's the thing.
And
Basically,
that's the
computers are coaching kids now.
yeah. That's
Computers, technically computers. The people are there, but the people that get those jobs are the people that are like, I hate to say this word, but are nerdy. Like, hey, I'm just good at analytics. I know how to break down numbers so much to tell you what it takes to win a game, and that's not always going to be uh,
no,
a Bobby Knight type coach, a Dean Smith type coach, a Larry Brown type coach who knows the ins and out of, hey, if we run this type of set, it is impossible for us not to get a good shot. That type of
no,
coaching has gone away, and now they've just gone to, well, the numbers show that
no, no,
this
no,
gets us more.
no. What type of coaching went away is the development of coaching.
But that's the part of that I'm talking
Yeah,
about. The
the,
Bobby Knights, the Larry Browns develop
to
players. They taught
develop
them
players.
basketball, not just
Yes,
taught them numbers.
that taught you skill.
Yeah.
You have the will to win and you have the skill. You have the will to win. The difference between us and FIBA, here's the difference. We have shot takers and shot makers. We can take difficult shots. Contrary to we don't got to go through all these plays. We can take tough shots and make them, and then we got guys who can stop all of that shit. So we can blow your play up, take your favorite player away, and then we got a guy like Steph Curry who can hit 4 straight threes with hands all in his face, and he's
Mm-hmm.
not afraid to even take the shot. That's the difference. That is the difference. We got shot takers and shot makers because of what they do. You never had a Kevin Durant over there. You never had a Michael Jordan over there. So how is your game better than our game? The development, I love.
But it's more than that
It is
because
more than that.
I think, yes, they haven't had a Kevin Durant or Michael Jordan, but
Mm.
have we had a Luka Doncic? Have we had a
Yes,
Giannis?
yes.
No, I'm talking about recently. What Giannis have we had recently? American. Don't
No,
the last time you could bring one up is the old. I'm talking about today's NBA. We just aren't making Giannis's. We aren't making Lukas. Yes, they've never had a Michael Jordan. They've
you know
never
what's
had a
crazy?
Kobe Bryant, but we've never had a Luka. I mean, we
You
haven't had Luka recent. I won't say
what
ever.
you
I
mean we
won't say.
ain't have a
I won't,
Luca?
I,
James Harden is Luca. What am I missing? He just went to the championship. The only
James
difference between
Harden
him
is
and
supposed to be Luka. James Harden will be James Harden. But what I said was we are not making any now. James Harden is from a long time ago. Let's be clear. James Harden is the end of his career. I'm talking about now American players. We
that's
just not.
just
We making we are getting exactly what you said. Shot makers, shot takers. The Anthony Edwards of the world, the Devin Bookers of the world. We're getting those, but we don't have a Luka of recentness.
no.
Is what I'm saying.
We have a better than Luca. We have a better than Giannis. Tatum better than all of them. Ooh. Now, let me finish the point. Perfect segue on this. When you think about basketball, right? And the average fan don't think about this. But you gotta, it comes down again to right plays, wrong plays. And then who has the motor to make the plays on both ends? Not just on offense, not just with the ball, off the ball, on defense, off the ball, rebounding, playing with the bigs, guarding your guards. This is a game, a positionless game. So now you got to switch everything and be able to guard everything. Tatum does that, and then run the team.
Tatum does do that.
Uh,
That's definitely underrated. When people rank players in the NBA now, they just think about offense. And Luka
That's
is my guy. I will admit Luka is my guy, but I'm not blind to the fact that when I think of just overall talent, it is more than offense. It is
that's
more than
right.
offense.
And Luca, I love Luca. I'm in Dallas. Like I want to make sure that that's out there. Like I love Luca, but we talking about and they third, by the way. But we're talking about best player in the NBA. You got to know how hard that is. Hey, by the way, he coming off a championship, and he went to the Olympics, and they're
Uh,
better than they was last year.
he was at the Olympics. I want to
Hey,
say
and guess what? He
he
had
was
every
there. He was there.
guess what? He had every right to take those 2 weeks off
Oh
to get
no.
yeah.
I would have chilled and got my gold medal like
Hey,
that too.
and that's what he did. And that's what he
I'd
did. And that's what he was supposed to do. And then he come out and cook, and he cooking right now. Like he should be the front runner for the MVP, and they're not even talking about him. And that's what I mean by bad media work. That they rather talk about hate than why are we not talking about these boys balling in Boston? Tatum is killing. Brown is killing. Oh, by the way, have we even talked about what Brown is doing to close the wealth gap? What are we doing with that again? Where is his marketing that again? I believe he just brought his stuff out. He looked like Blade. He was bringing out his clothing brand, but we ain't even talking about it,
because
and it should be talked about.
that's ESPN, man. That's
Oh, okay.
ESPN. They not ESPN and all of these other networks know what people want to see.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's
the basketball purists want to see the positive and talk about basketball the
ooh,
way it should be talked about. But they like, yo, we got the basketball purists no matter what. We gonna watch no matter what. Think about it. Chip, we
okay.
gonna watch no matter what. They want
I'm
to bring storyline and drama into this to make more eyes come on. The people that don't really care about the game actually is watching to say that I hate that this has to be an example, but think about how many people are watching and can't wait to see when Bronny has his next bad game in the G League. Like they
but you
couldn't, they was dead solid when he had 30, but the next time he have a bad game, they can't wait to come out. That's just what
but
moves the needle right now. People
but
love to hate. And I
but you
agree
gotta
with you that hate gotta be removed from this shit, man.
and I'm gonna tell you why it gotta be removed because you're not paying attention to who is the majority in the NBA.
African American.
Oh, okay. Have they been hated on in their life?
Maybe once or twice.
All their life.
Maybe a couple times.
No, in the NFL, who is the majority?
African American.
Okay. So if you continue to push hate, it's nothing to
We
take
can't
away
change.
from them.
Yeah, we can't change the regular stuff, the regular everyday life. If the stuff we use to get away from everyday life, sports and entertainment, is giving us the same stuff.
So you
It's
have to be
giving us the
careful.
same stuff we see when we walk outside our houses, when
You
we open up the
understand?
news, when we
You
turn on the
understand?
news, when we
You
open up the
understand?
newspaper. I feel you. I feel
You
you.
understand? You understand what I'm saying to you. So you have to look at it like this is such a time. I feel like this is such a time to educate, bro. Like we're not pushing education. Like it sucks for me right now as a high school coach. And as an adult and as somebody who came up through high school and like I'm a basketball, I I don't even want to say guru. I'm just a basketball junkie, right? I'm gonna
You're
be
a
humble
junkie.
about it,
You're a junkie. That's the
right?
right word.
Right? No, the right word is really guru, but I'm gonna be humble, right? I'm gonna humble myself. But I can
You can't give
see,
yourself the guru. Like
I
somebody
know,
else got
right?
to call you
Somebody
guru.
else
You're
got
not
to give it to me,
allowed to
right?
call yourself. Even if
But
it's true, you're not
right,
allowed to say
you are absolutely right, right? But I gotta see. I get to see what's around, and I'm old enough to know like this is not right. This is not how you grow the game, and we need to get on board with how you develop the game the right way. Like I take offense when you tell me, "Oh, they're better over there," and I'm sitting over here looking like, "Well, bro, like, when y'all holding us back." That's you know what I'm saying? Like I take offense to that because knowing like, bro, I'm a trainer. I'm a trainer too.
it.
I train every day. I train all day. And I know like my advice is awesome. My details is awesome how I break down the game to my clients or how I help a kid out. It's no way. I can tell you over there that I can tell you their development is awesome. It's through the roof. I went there myself, but it's not better. In fact, it's it's hand in hand. The only thing that makes theirs better is they don't have to go through the nonsense.
Which is why people's statement of it's better can
Yeah.
still be true. It's still
Can be
true.
true.
It's just
Right.
we have to understand on this side of the water, it's because of, for lack of a better word, us. It's not what they're not coaching the game anymore. We're not coaching the game anymore.
No. You have to allow the coaches to coach. If
Um,
you wanna
Go ahead.
if you wanna be a coach, like, okay, if you wanna get into coaching, you gotta go through this. It's gotta be some type of steps that you should have to go through, right? To get you there. Anybody can be a coach. Anybody can be a coach. And right now it's like anybody can be a coach, and whoever you are, it's just where you step in at. Like, all right, I'm a coach with a great background, so where I step in at, I'm gonna step in above this person. I mean,
Hmm.
with my resume, right? But I don't think anybody should be able to be a coach.
Oh no, that's a fact.
Be- like you letting too many of the wrong people change things that you shouldn't be able to change.
Mhm.
And I feel like that is the problem with the growth of the sport over here. Like it's the adults. We can blame the kids, but ask yourself again. Like you said, 90% of the league can do what Michael Jordan can do.
Mhm.
So the talent that is clearly that the
The
talent has
talent is
never
there. Yeah,
been. The
yeah.
talent is
The
there.
talent
What's
ain't the
not there?
problem.
The talent ain't the problem. It's
That's
the
us.
coaching. It's clear. It's the coaching. Like you gotta change the narrative. And I've been around some great coaches. Like I'm telling you, when I tell you I'm around in basketball, especially in the college basketball realm, I get around because I want to see great coaching.
Hmm.
I want to see it. Like I'm at your gym because I want to see it. How is our game growing? Like I'm watching it. I get out on the AAU scene. Like I'm around, and I'm telling you, like, no, it can be better. But I see the top AAU teams. They got great coaching. They got the good programs. They got great coaching, and you see nothing but hate on them. Oh, they recruiting kids, and bro, they got great coaching.
A lot of the great coaches in the AAU circuit want to just stay in the AAU circuit though, just because they feel like they can make that change in the AAU circuit. The
And
problem
they
is
don't got
when
to
they
go
go,
through.
yeah, they don't got to deal with certain
Hmm.
districts and the administration within school. They really controlling their program, so that's why there are better coaches within the AAU circuit. I'm not saying that all high school coaches are trash. Please, this is not me saying that, but there are people
No,
in position in high schools and colleges, and even the NBA right now that are in those positions because they're numbers guys, not coaches.
so I I get it. Like a general manager, that's a perfect position for somebody to be a numbers guy,
Mhm.
right? That's what you dare to do. One of your assistants know numbers, that's great, but you need the coaching. Like I said, like high school basketball, it should have coaches in there, real coaches in there. And I don't think you should have to work at the school, like be in the building all day, every day. I think you should be able to be the basketball coach. And they
That
need
was
to
my
understand.
That was my biggest issue in middle school for my daughter. Is you couldn't coach at the school unless you worked for the school. So her basketball coaches was a math teacher, a social studies teacher, and she really wasn't learning the game, and it really did upset me. And it was a relief coming out here, and now she started high school, and I was worried, like, all right, hopefully, man, her first real experience with coaching gonna be good. And man, I couldn't have asked for a better group of coaches. I
See,
couldn't. Oh, I
see,
couldn't ask. And the crazy thing is, my daughter keeps saying, she said, "Dad, please, you should come coach. You should come coach." I was like, "Nope. I want you to experience being coached by a
right,
coach, and it's not your father, because you're not
right,
going to enjoy hearing how I'm going to coach you, and I don't
right,
want to ruin our relationship." So I said, "Now that I know you have a real coach, I'm going to sit back and watch." I love it.
right,
I love it.
right.
And the beautiful thing was, after tryouts and after about the first 2 weeks of practice, she came to me. Well, not came to me. I picked her up from practice. I was like, "How was practice today?" And she was like, "Man, it was good." I was like, "All right, so you back in the groove of basketball? You starting to like it again?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You know what's crazy?" She was like, "I think I was nervous because she didn't want to try out. She didn't want to try out at all for high school basketball, but her mom was like, 'Look, you're gonna do something.'" So she went. She didn't
Mm,
want to. So after she made the team and after a few practices, she straight up said to me, she said, "Dad, I think I was just scared." I said, "Scared of what?" She was like, "I thought it was gonna be like middle school. I thought, all right, well, I'm going to high school, and these girls are probably better than me, and I'm not gonna get coached to even be on a level. I'm not as advanced as 17, 18-year olds, so I don't want to look
mm-hmm.
stupid."
Confidence,
She
right.
got there, and her confidence is now through the roof. They made her
Uh,
team. They made her team captain. She getting better every day. And
right,
like I said, they had a meeting early in the season with the parents, and the coach said, "Look, man, we got a really big and a really raw freshman class. And initially, we were going to have practices together, but because this freshman class is so raw, my daughter like 5'10", and
mm-hmm.
she the third tallest freshman. They got a
Mm,
6'2" freshman and a 6'1" freshman. He straight up told the parents, he said, "Look, man, we're gonna do practices combined, but I'm gonna do a freshman practice and a varsity team practice simply because I want to develop them girls. Because them girls can be special if
mm-hmm.
they stick this out for 2 years together." And
Right,
as soon as I heard that, I said, "Yep, my daughter in the right school." My daughter
right,
in the right school. She got the
right,
right type of coaches. And like I said, I watch and I listen on how they're being coached, and I love it. I love it. He don't hold back, and it seems like he's teaching them the right way to play basketball. And I couldn't ask
right,
for a better first real coach for my daughter. A
right.
better first real coach.
And that makes a difference. And that's what I want to get on about a premium of coaching. A coach is, I mean, he wears so many hats that he could be your math teacher, but he
Mm,
also can be a politician. A coach wears so many hats that school might not be the thing. Like he might not want to be in your school, but that doesn't mean he's not a great coach. He shouldn't have to be working at your school. You know what I'm
And that
saying?
was
If you
and, and that's what I was saying about San Antonio. San Antonio was like that because remember I told you our
right,
coaches wasn't coaches. So I
right,
offered, and they
right.
was like, "Yeah, you have to work for the school."
Yeah. Nah, I should be able to, you know what I'm saying, come in, put my hats on to pour in to these. It takes so much energy to really pour in to a kid.
Mhm.
And then now you pouring in into a whole program. So that could be anywhere from 15 to 45 kids. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pour into all of those kids. We shouldn't have to, if we don't want to teach, we shouldn't have to teach. We should be able to just coach and change lives. Coaches are in the business of changing lives.
Mhm.
Our advice is game changing. They're going to remember it, the advice for the rest of their life. How many times you said, "Man, I remember my high school coach used to say XYZ to me all the time." I remember it like it was yesterday because you're going to always remember that. That's how impactful a coach is. Now,
Coaching
imagine if you
is,
get
yeah.
a great coach. What a great coach will do for you. It's amazing what we do for these kids. And to get the lack of, that's a problem. Like we
Mhm.
gotta be on point to do better when it comes to that. We gotta put a premium on coaching to develop our game better
Because, like you
and for the
said,
better.
it's clear that the talent is not the issue. It's
It's
clear.
clear.
It's
And
clear
guess
that
what?
the talent is not the issue.
When and I'm gonna just show you, especially in the NBA, it didn't even take long. As soon as you put a new coach in there, hence Mark Jackson, to bring out the creativity and to unleash it, boom, it was a game changer.
Hmm.
You have to find more of those. You have to get, first of all, you got to get Mark Jackson back in the game. And then you got to find who is the next one coming up to have more of those. It don't take long. But we need to stop the hate and we need to understand what it's doing to the game. One thing I say about the girls' game, be careful. Y'all want all of the viewership? I've been saying this for years. Be careful. You want all of the viewership? Understand what comes with that. Because that nasty hate is
Hate.
coming. Hate. And it's
Hate.
going to bring the game down. Get rid of it now. There's so many different narratives and ways you can go about it. This is ridiculous. And every podcast is the same. Give players their. I mean, look, we all should be talking about Jaylen Brown. He is the perfect guy. He's the perfect athlete every kid should want to see.
Nope.
Especially with us talking about NIL deals in high school. You want your kids to be like Jaylen Brown. You want your kids to be giving NASA classes. You want your kids to be doing these amazing things in life. You don't want your kid holding a gun in a strip club with money on the floor. Like, we don't want that, right? That's what we say we don't want, right?
The NBA, I mean, not the NBA. These networks, them programs, they got hooked into the drama side, dog. They got hooked. Cause I'm sitting here looking at the standards, and I'm like, damn, I'm trying to think what the headlines have been in the NBA this year, and I think about, well, they talk about how bad the Sixers is. All right, that's the bottom of the league. They don't talk about the fact that Memphis done won like 11 out of the last 13 games, and in
And
second place in the
Giants
West. Houston, a team who's notoriously been at the bottom and been building for years with young
clamping,
talent for years, just
clamping.
grabbing young talent every year, is in third place in the West. They not talking about those things. They rather talk about, well, Zion still hurt. Oh, why LeBron and them suck. You talk about a 14, and LeBron deserves all the media. LeBron is basketball, but at some point, like, y'all talk about a 14 and 12 team more than I've heard Houston ever, more than I've heard Memphis, more than I've heard OKC.
You get what I'm saying?
But the media, like, they don't get me wrong, they cover the games. The games will get covered. That's they have to do that. But as
So,
far as the storylines definitely are the negativity and the drama of the NBA, not like who really out there hooping.
and that's what I'm saying to you. And it's clear, like, at what point, well, we clearly saying that it's by design, but it's whack. So if it's by design, then you're purposely tearing down your own game.
It makes no sense. And I don't think they're
Oh,
because wait, I don't think they think they're tearing down their game because the numbers, people still tuning in to ESPN, people still tuning in to Fox, and they know that no matter what, the next crop of NBA stars is coming. The next crop is not going to stop. There's going to be a revolving door of people they can create stories about. And it baffles me. And I don't think again, this is not me saying it's right because I know that the game can be called and spoke about in a high light and not be negative. I think about two predominantly black figures on ESPN, and they both usually have two completely different directions they go in, but they're the
mm.
same person. They had the same cultural effect. They both were relatable because they were black, but for some reason, they go this way when you think about the way they broadcast sports. But I think about a guy like Stuart Scott, and I say to myself, why can't Stephen A report sports like Stuart Scott? Stuart Scott was probably the most popular African American in the history of ESPN with no negativity. And yes, Stephen A is now the most popular African American in the history of ESPN. But how. Look at what cost. And I'm not saying Stephen A should look at his career as a failure or as I did it the wrong way, but I just think guys like him could have been successful giving a more positive narrative at times because I saw it with Stuart Scott. I saw it happen. Like I seen it. You know what? They couldn't deny having Stuart Scott in front of that on that TV every single night. He was never gonna lose the main hosting job of Sports Center, that 11 o'clock show. He never would lose that because he demanded your attention with how he reported sports in a braggadocious way, swaggy, gave us nice little quotes here and there. He never disconnected from the African American community, but then he also welcomed in other communities and engulfed everybody within sports with a positive message.
Yes.
And Stephen A does the same thing, but most of the time with negativity. The story is usually driven with negativity, and I just wish it wasn't that way. I wish it wasn't that way.
Let me tell you this: true stories. True stories. Coming up, we live around the corner from each other, so I'm left-hand Kev. All I care about was hoop. I'm hooping. I'm playing sports all day, every day, right? And I wanted to be Stuart. Like as I'm playing a football game, I'm the announcer, and I'm going to do ESPN. I'm going to be Stuart Scott. Okay, I wanted to be Stuart Scott. Stuart Scott was the reason why I used to want to get into media, right? And then as I got to college, right, we had Stuart Scott, and then we had Stephen A. was coming up. Like, as a matter of fact, he had just got his show. Quite frankly, this was right before he got Quite Frankly. Matter of fact, I used to be. He was working in Philly, and he was the one covering AI. I used to be.
He was the Inquirer. He worked for the Inquirer.
Right. I used to be a big Stephen A. fan. I met Stephen A. and this is funny. This is real funny. I met him in Charlotte, North Carolina airport. And I believe Stuart Scott went to the University of North Carolina, by the way. But I never forget, I met him. I was with Rex Walters, who was my assistant coach at Florida Atlantic. And we was talking, and Coach Rex introduced me, rather. And they knew that I wanted to get into media. So they got a card for me. Like, that's what your coach is supposed to do. Like, they got a card for me. That was going to be my intern. I was going to do media work. I want to say at the time it was for like CBS or something like that. It was like a cable company. I think it was CBS. But they got a card for me, and I want to say it was like through him. They asked him, and it was at that time at the airport, and we all got a chance to meet each other. And I wanted to be like Stephen A. Smith. Like I love his aggressiveness. And let me just give you an example of what I mean by like the hate, because Stephen A. he has a chance. Like, I mean, you just signed a new deal, so he has a chance to still change the way he does it, go about his work. But like when you're talking about injured guys, like I don't want to hear about what we talking about Embiid about if he ain't playing. All right, or when you're talking about Kawhi Leonard, like for what? The man is hurt. Ain't no point of getting on him. Ain't no story out of that. Like he is really hurt. We ain't getting nowhere. Or when you disrespect Russell Wilson and you say things like he ain't bring nothing to Denver except for his fine wife Sierra, like that's wrong, bro. Bro, that's so wrong. That is so wrong on so many levels. On so many levels. I'm like, bro, like you don't have to go there, bro. That's what I'm. That's hate. That's so hateful, bro.
I'm telling you, that's what they preach, man. They want headlines, they want shock value, they want people to want to come back for drama. Again, this is not BG saying I agree with it. It's just everything you saying is making them dollars, so that's why they doing it. That's why they doing it.
We have to understand that we have to look at it like this. Just like bad guns is bad to put into a community in which they put in our communities, right? Bad media on TV is just like that.
I ain't about to say what I want to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Can I say what I want to say?
Hey, this your show. What we talk about? What we talk about?
I've been gone for a minute. And I'm back. So I'm gonna just say what I got on my chest. That's my problem when I look at the views on my just 100% sports videos, because I know there's a lot of people that think like you, but then to go watch ESPN all day. We'll go watch FS1 all day and say I hate everything they stand for, but then when they say, "Hey, you watch," if I ask them, "Yo, you watch my show the other day? We covered the NFL. We was talking about everything that happened in the NFL this week, or everything that happened in the NBA. I didn't get to check it out yet, bro. I was just at your house and you had ESPN on for 4 hours straight. I just don't
Mhm.
get it. We gotta change it. We can control who we listen to.
At this point, my guy, I don't even, but see, here's the thing. When you can control who you listen to, you don't listen to nothing no more.
Not really. That's just the mainstream side. There is a lot of podcasts out here that I can go get my NBA from. I
Oh,
like listening to the players that do it. I love Gilbert Arenas takes. There's a lot of bad ones on there with Sean McCansky tripping, but players that play, coaches that coach.
I love
That's
them.
what I want to hear. Not some dude that went to school for broadcasting and just got a
Right,
strong opinion.
right.
There's a
I
lot of
love,
people out here that's gonna give us just the sports than ESPN FS1. And this is not
I,
me knocking ESPN FS1 because I got FS1 on the TV right now.
yeah, no. So when I say I don't really listen to nobody, I'll
I
get my
can't see
skits.
you at all. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
you can't see me no more?
You
I get my
disappeared.
skits.
It was just the background.
Uh, I get my skits from Cam and them. I'll get it from Gilbert Arenas. They were all funny takes to me. I can listen to those guys, but I can't listen to them all day. I like Rashard McCants. Look, me and Rashard McCants, we had the same college coach.
Tar Heel.
Yeah, so I can relate to a lot of things that he say. I can relate things to a lot of things basketball players say. And again, I hoop every day. We talk about them, and I go about my business. But I know that okay. For example, I had a great talk with my high school coach today, and we was talking about the city of Philly and just how it's so down. They don't have the the rich basketball greatness no more, and we don't even have the pipeline really going no more. It's just a MOTEP invitational now. That's basically what he said, right?
It really
And
is.
I was really laughing about that, but I was like, dang, that's really messed up. Like the city, the city needs we need we deserve better.
We've had too many years of amazing hoopers and too much rich history in the
Y-
city of hoopers for it to just be, yo, it's one
Yes,
school that just run everything.
right. And y'all hating on the one school, but the one school is doing something right.
Hmm.
The one school is doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So figure out what we're doing right, start giving out love, and start doing the right things to build and develop. Like it's needed. It's needed. Our kids need it. Like I said, with this NIL coming out, first of all, that should be legal across the board, like everywhere, right? For these kids to be able to get their mom or their dad and their families out of these situations. Now, it's our job to put the education in place to educate so they can come up and be better than we were.
It goes
That's
back
just
to the
our duty.
coaching part. Think
That
about it.
goes back to the
Everything goes.
coaching.
It goes back to coaching, parenting. That stuff matters. That stuff matters. That stuff matters. But I want to talk about one person that you kept talking about hating. You kept talking about this one dude hating, and I didn't want to say I start hating on him, but I mentioned his name quite a bit, dog. Listen, they trying to get people to watch, and they trying to get people to watch in the worst way. Stephen A. Dog. Stephen A. and Shaq.
Hey yo.
We've been serious. We've been having some serious conversations these last hour and a half, but the jokes is coming now. Stephen A. When you posted the video with Lethal Shooter and you was knocking that bitch down, I was like, all right, Stephen A. But I said to myself, Stephen A. is with Lethal Shooter This is probably like an hour into the workout. Of course you warm and you knocking it, and you in the gym. Of course you knocking them down. You a lethal shooter. He gonna get you right. But then you went on national TV and challenged a player that nobody's ever known for shooting. So you still should have won. He's an NBA player, but y'all both was embarrassing. Stephen A. Smith and SHAQ went out there and shot about 20 air balls in a row. And I know Chip gonna tell y'all why they shot so many air balls, but it's just embarrassing, one, to see one of our great SHAQ go out there, even though he's not a shooter. So he ain't gonna lose as much. He don't get too many punches because he never been a shooter. Cool, SHAQ.
No.
But Stephen A., you went on your Instagram with Lethal Shooter and made us believe that you was a knockdown shooter.
Hey, yo.
Man, did you see that? Did you see it?
As soon as it came on, I already knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad when I seen that they was outside. Like, first of all, anybody that ever played outside, you know you got to be a shooter to know how to shoot outside. Especially if the wind is blowing.
Unless it's the calmest day ever. It has to be literally zero wind effect on the day that you decide to have a shooting competition, let alone hooping outside. To have a shooting competition, man.
And then SHAQ got a nerve to have a suit on, so that, I mean, he had like a dress shirt on. That ain't gonna work.
Dog, you know how it get tight up. It get tight up in here, right?
But Stephen A. had on a sweatsuit, bro, so he ain't got no excuse.
No excuse.
But his only thing is you got that old ass jump shot. You can't be Bill Cartwright. You can't be shooting like no slingshot on the damn court outside, but
yeah, his shot is definitely an indoor shot. It looks like the ball could do whatever it want if it's outside, and it was doing whatever it wanted. It was doing whatever.
Yeah,
it was doing whatever it wanted.
It was going past that rim real fast.
Stephen A., that's 0 for 2 for you, Stephen A.
Boy,
I know we said this podcast today was mainly about kind of removing hate. If you think about it, when we talked about the Heisman, we talked about how people just couldn't congratulate and wanted to find the reason why he didn't win.
Hate, bro.
NFL, we talked about the Eagles and how people still trying to find a reason to say we're not good. Like, we done beat every team every way possible. Hate.
Every way possible.
People thinking Belichick might be too old to be in college. He ain't going to be able to recruit people. Hate. But Stephen A., this hate is warranted. This is 0 for 2. Let's not forget you embarrassed yourself on that first pitch.
Man.
That's 0 for 2.
Hey. And so let's make him an example of how you talk about him in the gut, like without even hating. Ain't no hate. Hey, you got to get that follow through better. You got to get bro, get your arm all the way up. Then you've been working out. You've been lifting. You in great shape. Get your arm all the way up, bro.
I'm thinking he gonna be overshooting the way he be working out. He probably too strong. No, he letting that be short. Now it's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's fine if we ain't warm up enough in this first time we shoot on this court. It's outside. The first one can be an air ball.
Bruh,
second one,
multiple.
You gotta hit the rim. At least hit the rim. By the third shot, what Lethal Shooter say? I understand it now.
I understand it now.
You have to understand it at least by the third shot. Like, I'm not saying you have to make the third shot, but you should not still be shooting air balls by the third shot. You should not still be shooting air balls.
Not be shooting air balls by the third shot, bro. No. He did make his free throws.
And he wound up making one after they just was clowning for too long and just shooting every time. He wound up making one, but it was too late.
Do that in the gym next time. Get him
I don't
a gym
know why
next
they
time.
didn't. Like, that was actually kind of dumb. I thought they would have did it in studio, but I know they was on the road for the tournament. They was in Vegas, so I know that's why. But Postpone it.
Yeah.
Postpone it till y'all
Postpone
can
it.
all
Get to the gym,
doors,
dog.
man.
Right. Let
But
that
it
be a
made sense.
practice.
They knew how to get eyes on
Right. The
the
game.
Emirates Cup. They needed to
Yes.
get more eyes there, and who better? The only other name they could have added was having Charles actually be a part of it too. But you want
Right.
Charles to be on the mic clowning them. So it was
Right.
perfect. They knew what they
It
was
was
doing.
perfect.
They knew what they was
They
doing.
knew what they was doing.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Strategically.
They didn't miss on purpose, but they
No.
knew having Stephen A. and Shaq
No.
with they back
No.
and forth banter was perfect
Right.
for TV.
Right. Stephen
But
A.,
they
you gotta get
didn't
a
miss
jump
some
shot, bro.
shots on purpose. They just
Right.
was crap.
You gotta get a jump shot, bro. You gotta get a jump shot. We ain't doing that. You ain't doing that at all. You gotta get a jump shot. And you're really 0 for 3 because your Steelers lost to them birds. So you're really 0 and 3. You're really 0 and 3. We just gonna go there right there.
So what you saying is yesterday Stephen A. had to deal with the fact that he got embarrassed on national TV in basketball, and then he couldn't even make his Cowboys video because the Cowgirls won, and the Steelers lost. Damn, dog.
Damn.
I didn't even watch
Hey.
first take this morning. I should have watched first take this morning.
You should have. Hey, but it's still a beautiful day. He got 20 million. So he
Yeah.
good. He good.
And
You can
and
go
that's
through
why I
that and
said,
be
man,
good.
I don't want to take the route that Stephen A. took and say, "Oh, he shouldn't be happy with his success, man." I'm proud to see uh, a black reporter who started from the
Yes.
bottom. Like I said, like Chip said, dog, he used to
Yeah.
cover just the Sixers. Like he was a Sixers beat writer.
Yeah.
And to see him come from that to where he is now, the face of
Yeah.
ESPN, like there's no bigger draw than him. They
Yeah.
trying to make Pat McAfee a bigger draw, but he's not a bigger
No.
draw than Stephen A.
No.
Smith.
No.
Because he's reached that level of success, man, I will always tip my hat to that, man. I will
But
always
yeah.
tip my hat to that.
But he has a duty. I would say that he has a duty to really change the narrative and
Now that he there,
change this hate. Now that you're there, you got to change the hate and really kick the door down to let more of us in that space. But not even let, but just create that. Like kick that door down, man. Change the hate. I love when you get aggressive and you go in this blasphemy and people might be trash at that time. I'm cool with that. But when players is hurt and all of that, cool, and don't disrespect players and bring their wife up. Like that's kind of that's way over the line. That's way over the line in my book. Like
look,
that would have went left.
and that's what be crazy when he be saying that shit. I know we ain't planning on talking about it, but like when he be saying, I'm like, dog, you know that's his wife. Like you can't
Right.
say like that's his wife. Like I get it.
Yo,
She's a public figure. I get it.
right.
Like of course, everybody might think Sierra cute.
But you can't
Everybody might
disrespect
every once in a while, Beyonce video might come on, and I might say to myself, "Damn, Beyonce look good," or "Damn, look at Glorilla." You can't get on national TV, man. Look, he started licking it. I was with it.
No, that's
Y'all
wrong.
seen with Megan Thee Stallion had on like, nah, you creepy ass old head dog.
No, hey, I ain't mad at his way of how he do his thing. I get it.
But not with people wives, dog. He can't do it
But
with
not
people
with people
wives.
wives.
You can't say,
You can't
he
say
bought Sierra. That's the only good thing he bought to Denver.
Yo, like that segment was it stuck out to me because I was like, yo, that's wild. And then the other lady was like, I think he should just retire and go on Dancing with the Stars. I was like, yo. And now
Stephen A.
he's
is
having
definitely
this,
going to do that. He's going to do
yo,
it.
exactly. But now Russ is balling. Where's the apologies? Where's the real love?
Especially because he's playing for your team.
But all they did was move the goalposts. All they did was move the goalpost. That's what I'm saying. So even if you got the hate to build the story up.
I think they won't ever apologize because they'll credit this to the fact that Mike Tomlin was the correct coach to reel Russell Wilson back in. So they won't say, "Oh, Russ is having a good year." They're going to say Tomlin is the reason that Russ had a good year.
But that's moving the goalpost.
That's hate. No, it's hate. It's exactly what we've been talking about. Okay. When you don't give me props for my success, but you want to give somebody else props for my success, you're hating on me.
You're hating on me.
I think it's pretty obvious what the name of this episode gonna be. I think it's pretty obvious, dog.
Stop it. Show the love, bro. Yo, you balling out of your mind. Hey, he could have even went and said, you know what? I definitely gotta apologize, but now Russ is definitely unlimited. Like, give him his props. Like, just give him some props, and we move on to the next thing. That's that simple. We have to start doing a better job of when these youngins is balling, give them their props. We love to be like, oh, they ain't nowhere near good as us. They ain't good. Hey, it's a lot of them, bro. It's a lot of them. They are. It's so many. It's way more good ones. Now, granted, the game was played back in the day different, and I am one who would tell you I would have loved to play in today's game because I wasn't allowed to play my game back in the day. My day was you a point guard, you gotta get a ball to the big man, even though he ain't making no layups, no nothing. No, set the screen so I can shoot. If I'm playing in today's game and I can shoot freely, what? I'll be cash money records for real. So what I will say is college and high school, they don't have enough former players
Hell
at a high level
no.
coaching and giving back. And that's a problem in the development community. You
That's where the
need
development
more.
begins.
Yes, you
If you're
need
trying to
the
develop, if you're
players.
trying to develop, if you start in your development once you get to college and the NBA, then it's too late, bro.
It's over. Yeah, you're not even gonna play
It's
in
not too
college.
late. You can keep getting better, but if you have aspirations to like be something huge in basketball, like it's too late if you wait until your junior year of college, my sophomore year of college before I'm really truly getting coached or learning
No,
the game.
you're gonna be behind. I can't stress to you. You know they saying now it's going to be harder. It's the hardest ever for high school kids to get recruited to college, right? And a lot of that is the difference between high school and college is nothing but the speed and the maturity. Their bodies, they're
Now,
stronger, they're more mature, they're more proven. So if I'm a high school student, that means I gotta already treat this as a damn near as a pro already. I'm in a professional business. My workouts, everything needs to change now. My body has to change. So through 9th through 12th grade, I'm getting my body right. I'm getting my maturity right. I'm around the right people. That's going to be hard if you don't have the right team and education around you.
hmm
You understand? And so now, even when you're coming out of high school, if you're not that top, if you're not in that top, let's say top 100 or top 200, it's going to be hard for you to get a real life scholarship. So you might got to take a longer route, and which
wow.
is not better. But again, you need the development around you. You need that around you. So when you take the longer route, you understand that I'm just taking my time. It's the same as a European. They know not to come right away to the NBA
hmm
where they can take their time and play in these leagues over here. And
That's
then when
why
they ready,
they be having 32-year-old rookies in the NBA. They be 32
yeah,
years old and be rookies.
yeah, but not even be 32.
They
They
smart.
now,
No, I'm just saying
yeah, but
we've had guys that came to the NBA after having
yeah,
long
Sabonis,
professional careers overseas, and
right?
then their rookie season,
Sabonis,
like Sabonis. Yeah,
yeah,
Sabonis is prime
but
example.
even though he had other issues and stuff over there,
Yeah.
but now
hmm
what they do now is when they 16, when they 14, 15, 16, they already playing pro ball in another country stashed away. And then they come over 19, they already ready. They've been playing with pros.
hmm
They really just been focused all on basketball. We're not doing that here. We're not allowing the kid to even have that space. We're not
Like
even putting them. It's about to happen. Oh, trust me, it's about to happen. Where you see more prep schools, you see more. Look, man, I'm just gonna be homeschooled. I'm gonna go to this school, but I'm gonna be secluded and have my team around me. It shouldn't be that way.
mhm.
We should be able to really. The public schools should really do better. Of the education system can be better for public schools to be fun to go to school again and be around that culture. But we're not doing that. And this is the things that athletics can do for a school. and having a proper coaching and education around them. Like, I'm just so bent on this. Like, how we don't have financial literacy in high schools? How we don't have this class in high schools? How we don't have somebody being able to come talk to your kids about these NIL deals and be able to set them up for their future? But coming, how we don't have this already starting to happen?
Well, you got to understand, NIL is still fresh. We can't say why is it not here. We got to say, hey, that's something that needs to happen sooner than later. We can't
Then
say
later,
why
okay,
yet, but it definitely needs to happen sooner than later because I definitely want at least my youngest, so I won't even say my oldest because I don't even think it will get enacted fully, like as far as getting them some education about NIL. But I would love for my child to know what her opportunities are when she gets to the 10th, 11th grade, 12th grade. What's next if she happens to be that type of athlete? And if you don't
you
give them
see what
that
I'm
early,
saying?
guess what? I mean, don't get me wrong. When you got everybody doesn't have this, but most people, not even most, some people have that parent that's like, you know what, I know my kid gonna be special. I'm gonna make sure that I'm at least learning the financial side. So when it comes time, but I still think the kid needs that too. A kid needs that too
The
to the
kid needs
basic,
that too.
to the most basic level. I'm not saying have a kid go through a 40-hour seminar about financial literacy, but this is big money that's about to be thrown around on these tables. We've already seen it. We've already seen
Right.
college players making more money than some NBA, NFL players. Like we see this just with NIL deals. So we definitely need to start educating the kids now, educate
Yes.
ourselves, and educate our kids now.
Right. And I'm not mad at it. Like, I seen Penny Hardaway. He was talking about nowadays we paying these kids, this money, and they don't have the love for it. Right. And I'm
Mhm.
sitting there and I'm like, bro, that's always been here. You're always gonna see what a guy why is when they get what they want. That kid wanted a better situation for his mom and his family, and now he's at this level. He got it, and now it's gonna take him time to figure it out. Cool, you figured out what his why was. Don't be mad at him. You either gonna replace him and let him go, right? Or you're gonna coach him up to educate him. Like, listen, it's way more out there,
That's what that's what
and now you
that's
can
what
go
the
be
biggest
great.
part. That's the biggest part that is
Yes,
missing from coaching. I know you said just
yes,
the coaching portion, but understanding that every one of your players is different and taking on that
yes,
challenge of being
yes,
able to teach each one of them within the confines of one practice and one training session, but understanding that they're all individuals and getting them to play the same sheet of music. That's all
right.
it comes down to.
And and
If
it
you're
do
not,
and it,
if everybody's not my cup of tea, you know what? You don't like my system. You're not comfortable in my system, so I don't think you belong in my system. No, you should say, you're not comfortable in my system. All right, we're going to try to figure out ways to make you comfortable in my system. Maybe we can tweak things in my system to make you more comfortable. That's what coaching is, not
I
just having the perfect deck of hands. It would be amazing
uh,
that every time I played spades, I had the big joker, little joker, ace of spade, king of spade, queen of spade. It would be amazing if I had that every hand. But that's not
right.
always going to be my hand.
Which, and you got to be able to coach what you got. Now, having said that, we only got but so much patience. So if you ain't gonna be comfortable in this program and you don't know how to get comfortable in this program, you might be comfortable somewhere else. And
But
I'm
the
gonna have somebody else
problem is
coming
when
in.
they give up before the try.
Yes, yes. And as you coach, and I'll say this, as you coach, and players coming in, years go on, you get tired of that kid. You get tired of, I'm not holding your hand through this. You should know this. I try to explain this to you when I was recruiting you. You should know this. Like, this is your freshman year when I recruited you and you came in your freshman year, that was your time to understand.
Mhm.
After that, you should be on board with what we're doing. If you're not, it's time for you to go. You ain't ready
because
for
we're
this.
good because we're going to point out your flaws for you to get better. That's the
Correct.
thing about a freshman year in college, a freshman year in high school, and all of that. My freshman
Yeah.
year in college, I was very upset with the amount of playing time I was getting at Arcadia. Like we just the freshman class, we wasn't getting no burn, and I was
Right.
frustrated. But then it took me a while to realize, oh, but they watching me more in practice to see if I'm learning from the stuff they told me was my issue. All right, is
Right.
he working? I'm not putting you out there when I told you, look, you have this problem. You aren't doing
Right.
this for the offense. You aren't doing this for the defense. And they was just waiting for me to see my progress through that. And if I
Right.
wasn't gonna get with it, time to roll. Like you
Time to
said.
roll. We gotta move on. I get that part, but it's just something about the development. And I've been to a lot of college practices, and now I'm gonna say this: I've been to a lot of good college practices
Mhm.
where I've seen great development, which turned into great results. And I've been to some practices where I was like, they okay. And I know it wasn't going to be great results, like the development out there. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen some great young coaches, great young coaches. Shout out to a lot of, shout out to my man Drew Williamson over in Michigan. Hey, yo, that whole coaching staff, they put on a clinic. You hear me? When they was at FAU, I went to their practice every day. Coach May, I went to his practice every day, every Tuesday and Thursday. I was going to class at the same time. So really every Tuesday and Thursday, and I started going on Wednesdays just to get that extra day. Right? His workouts was all that. Their development program was all that. And I knew that they was going to be good. And Michigan is going, it's a reason why Michigan is good now. Because it works. It's a lot of good coaches out. Penny Hardaway is a great coach. A great coach. Like it's a lot of great coaches out there, and we need to put a premium on that and find those guys, and not those
That's a
analytic
fact.
guys. Like, like we need
That's
to do
a
better.
fact.
God,
I
we
think
gotta grow our game better.
yeah, I think no matter what, the future of the NBA still is in good hands. The future of basketball, I won't just say the NBA. The future of basketball is in good hands. I think it's going
I don't
in
know,
the right direction, but I think it could easily steer off if, like you
and go
said,
left.
the things we talking about
Yes,
right now can be issues. Like we got to start developing our kids because I don't like that people can have conversations and confidently say that Europeans have better talent than us. I don't like that. That's an argument anymore. It
I,
actually is an
I
argument. You can say it's
I
not an
don't even know
argument,
how,
but
but
what
I
do you
just
mean
keep
how?
feeling like
All of
how
because
how.
all of the winners, all of the winners, all of the highest scorers, the best rebounders, the all NBA players are majority European. They're majority European. It's just a fact.
But okay, is it?
Yes.
I mean, I remember. So this is what I mean by held back. I remember Luca going All NBA first team the same year Steph Curry won a championship, his last championship.
Mhm.
He wasn't better than Steph Curry.
I think Steph Curry. I
He
I
just won
agree.
an NBA championship. He just won an NBA championship without KD. Clay coming back from the injury, they go out and win a championship, and he not All NBA first team. So the numbers, I mean, when you look at the numbers, or when you look at things like that, I mean, I agree that no, they are. Listen, let me make sure that I put this clearly because I agree that the Europeans has gotten better, and they don't have to go through the friction. Like you look at a guy like what's his name, Sugan from Houston. He is all in. Yo, youngin, super
Super
tough,
tough. Super tough. I tell
super
people every
tough.
day, I say he's a top
Yeah,
three center in the NBA. Like when you look at what he does,
yes,
there's not three centers doing obviously
no,
Joel Embiid Joker. But other than that, like who doing what Seguin do in Houston? Nobody.
right. Joker, all that. Joker, definitely all that. But when I look at it, it's like, okay, so again, you're right. So where's our development?
Mhm. That's the
We got
biggest part.
Zion. We got what? Zion sitting out for whatever reason. You got to hurry up and trade him, whatever that is, right? I mean, you're right. I do see Tatum. I do see Brown.
And that's the thing. I know that America has the talent, but when they
You
go to
see
doing all these
Towns,
all NBA, like it's some good Americans. When I just think quick American basketball players, you got Devin Booker, you got Kevin Durant, you got Karl Anthony Towns. Like there are good Anthony Edwards, like they're good, but
they
damn, when you
great.
look, you like, are they is any of them better than Giannis? Is any of them better than
Tatum,
Joker? Is any of them better than
Tatum.
Shea? Now, Tatum, you could argue because he just won a championship. But when you look at the top, 15 players. If everybody can win a championship, the only two superstars that won a championship this last year was Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So after that, you start ranking the superstars. You only could go off of All NBA and their stats, and All NBA and their stats make it look like the Europeans got a lot better superstars than us. We may have the two good ones, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but as that list continues, you'll add more Europeans to it than you'll add Americans, and that's not normal. I don't like that. I don't like it.
I don't know. Look. We're not going to talk about Brunson. We're not going to talk about Kyrie.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is affecting winning more than Jalen Brunson and Kyrie right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is technically not American because he's from Canada, he's better than them right now. I'd rather have Kyrie. I'm a Kyrie guy. I love Kyrie. And Edwards, I think, is the future. But Shai's affecting winning more than both of them. He's affecting winning more than both of them. Yes, if they play one-on-one, Kyrie might be the best one-on-one player in the world. There might not be a human being today that could be Kyrie one-on-one. But in the team atmosphere, I'm taking Shai over Kyrie because he affects winning.
Okay. So since you're saying that, are you taking him affecting winning over Spider? Spider won more. He's been doing it longer. His record better this year.
Not by much. He got 4 losses. They got 5 losses. They only got 1. They only up a little bit. They going. That's why I hesitated on that one, because I think that one might be neck and neck as currently constructed. I think if I had to choose a player, I would choose Shai, but I wouldn't be mad at the Donovan Mitchell argument. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
And Spider been killing for a long time. Spider been killing for a long time.
My homeboy Luke used to tell me, he said that superstars, I don't know if he feels this way now. So Luke, when you see this, please don't think I'm speaking for you now. But he said superstars don't look at Donovan Mitchell on their level like that. Like all right, you good, but you're not like one of us. And I was like, but why? Like he do everything they do. He just undersized. He do everything that the superstars in the NBA do. But he said, if you ask the superstars ain't putting him up there with them. I was like, I don't know about that.
Well, only thing I can say is the only way that he can get up there now and be there is they got to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And he make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And it has to be a good Eastern Conference. Like they can't play against Boston and get swept or gentlemen swept. He gonna have to show, look, I could go toe to toe.
I could go toe to toe. Yes. Absolutely. But he's been on my radar for a while. Like I liked him over. I got an argument. I always said he was better than Devin Booker to me, and I'm seeing it clearly this year. What? You tripping? Yes, see, I'm gonna tell you why. You just said for the simple fact of what you said. He affects winning more to me. Like when KD goes out for Phoenix, I don't see that from Devin Booker no more. You don't see them winning games.
You got a point.
I just want to see.
Got a point.
I just want to see more. Like I love Book. I love Book. Like I love his game. Yes, but I think Mitchell has surpassed Book. Jaylen Brown has surpassed Book.
Ooh, I can't wait to have this conversation with Luke and Billy. Ooh, I can't wait to have it. I'm about to call after this podcast. I'm about to call my two dudes that I debate sports with all the time, and I'm asking, is Donovan Mitchell, is Donovan Mitchell and Jaylen Brown, is they better than who you just said?
They have surpassed him. They better than D-Book.
Than Book.
I'm
gonna ask that question.
And my only problem with
I'm
Book
about to text him right now.
Defend. Yeah, he defend and he shoot all J's. You don't get to the cup. And you're not getting to the line enough. You can go off for one game, but you gotta come on. You know it's better out there. You gotta be consistent. You gotta kill, bro. You gotta kill. When KD out, you gotta be ready to carry the torch. So right now, Spider doing it. Spider definitely doing it.
Hold on. I hope he pick up this phone. Please pick up this phone, Billy. He ain't picked up. He ain't picked up.
He gonna call you back.
I gotta have that conversation. Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell both better than Devin Booker.
They passed him.
Damn, dog.
They passed him. In my book, they have passed him.
Damn.
They
I ain't
have.
never
They
thought
have
about
passed
that.
him. They have passed him. And I've been having this conversation probably the last maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 years. I've been having this conversation because they went to the championship. When they went to the championship, was that 2020?
20.
Phoenix went to the maybe
21.
21.
20 was Kobe.
Okay.
Kobe was 20. Remember, that's LeBron in the bubble year.
Yeah. So they went to the finals after that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his peak. But then after that, it was like, yo.
Hey, hold on, Chip. Hey, I'm live right now, Billy. Quick question. I'm gonna name 3 guards. I need you to put them in order. Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell. Right now. Don't just give me their career. Who's better right now?
Devin Booker third.
Ooh, that was exactly what Chip said.
Told you.
Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell.
Who first? Brunson first. You mean Jaylen Brown? I said Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. So it's between Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell. Who won?
Oh, wait. I think you said Jaylen Brown. So
no, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown third.
Jaylen Brown third?
Right, what we talking about right now?
Right this second. Donovan Mitchell's 22-4 and clearly the best player on his team. Boston's 21-5 and Jaylen Brown is clearly the second best player on his team, like clearly. And Phoenix only 14-11. My man Chip made a good point. He said, "Dog, when KD out, Devin Booker don't affect winning. Like he don't win when." And I was like, "Damn, you got a point. They don't win."
No.
I don't think it's not because I don't think they don't win because of him.
I'm gonna call you back. I just wanted to get your order. I'm gonna call you back. We're gonna talk. Me, you, and Luke will talk about it.
Ain't no way.
All right, hold on. He giving an official order. He giving his last official order.
Mitchell 1, Book 2, JB 3.
That's wild. He just won Finals MVP, and you put him at 3. I'm gonna holler at you later, Billy. I'm gonna hit you back. All right. Damn. You said Jaylen Brown don't get no respect, dog. That man just won Finals MVP, and he got put behind a player that never been to the Eastern Conference Finals and a player that's, underachieved. I hate to say it, but Devin Booker's been a top 3 shooting guard for a little while now, and he's underachieved. But he's never.
I'm not even.
They went to the finals once.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say he underachieved because he got 2 gold medals. So I'm not gonna say that he underachieved. And he been to a finals.
NBA success is an underachievement. You can have 2 gold medals, of course. We the best country in the world. I hope if you get selected that we win. So that's easy. That's easy because I don't get put like this. Joel Embiid got a medal, but damn it, I'm not giving him no passes for his NBA career.
But
about just his NBA career.
Just his NBA career. I still don't call him an underachiever because he has won to the finals. He has won playoff series. But I just think Spider and Jaylen Brown has eclipsed them. They just better. They are playing even better. Brown has won a championship. Spider has led 2 different franchises to the playoffs. And on top of that, they was bad before he got there.
True.
So I give him super credit for doing that. And I just think he's doing it over a period of time where, like, all right, Book, I see you as the same. One thing about Spider, he is relentless. He get into the basket. He's shooting 3. He relentless every night. He going for the juggler.
He mini Giannis.
Yes, and I
He has the
love that.
same motor as Giannis of, look, I'm
Yeah,
gonna win by any means necessary.
by any
I'm never
means
going to not
necessary.
go hard. No Diddy. But yeah, I
No,
like the way I always like the way Donovan Mitchell played. That's why when I used to have that conversation with, I'm like, no, dog, it seemed like he wanted them. He was like, no,
yeah,
he not with them elite dudes. I think he there. I think he was
no,
arrived.
yeah,
If that conversation that I had with Luke about 2, 3 years ago, maybe, if he felt that way today, I am curious to see how he feels about it now. With the way Donovan Mitchell, like you said, both franchises, he turned them around. Like,
turn them
granted, they
around.
didn't win no championship. They didn't win no championship. The goal is to win a championship. But I mean, he's been clear cut the best player on 2 different franchises.
Yeah,
Clear cut. Like, not, all right, maybe he was the second best, so maybe he was like, he's been the guy
yeah,
in both organizations, and both of them had
yeah.
regular season success. I understand he hasn't won a championship, but he's proven, man, he could go toe to toe with any of these
Anybody.
guys. He
And
got
Jalen,
4 losses. He got 4 losses.
right? And
That's
Jalen
it.
Brown is self-explanatory. Come on, bro. He just won
He
a
won.
chip.
He got Finals MVP.
Come on, bro.
He got Finals MVP. That's enough.
That's you know what I'm saying.
When
Any
you get
locking
Finals
up.
MVP on the
Uh,
biggest stage, somebody said you were the best player. I think when you start getting ranked against your peers, that has to give you some type of edge. I'm not
some.
saying that's the end all be all, but that moves the needle a little bit more. Like, damn, these people
Yeah,
haven't even been there. He went and was the best player when he went. So
yeah.
I agree with you on that. I would say they both eclipsed Devin Booker, but I love Devin Booker,
I
man.
do love.
Hey,
Hey, no shade. I just feel like
and that's the thing. I love that you said that. A lot of people
yeah,
remember what we said earlier. Just
yes,
because I say somebody's number one doesn't mean that I think number two is trash. I just
right.
think number one is slightly better than number two.
No, they eclipsed you. Like they eclipsed you. They playing better this year. That's how I see it. Like I don't know how else to to put that when it
Well,
comes to that.
I look forward to seeing how the rest of this NBA season shapes up. Our Sixers don't look good. Our young rookie towards meniscus, Joel broke his
Yeah,
nose. We can't get right. But I'm
yeah.
interested to see how the rest of the season boils down, man. This shaping up to be a good one, and the way it's looking, man, Boston might be the favorite again.
So what
Boston
happened?
might be the favorite.
All right, so they two-peat. Now what?
If they two-peat, they would have.
Mm,
I think your argument
mm,
would have to be screamed louder next
mm.
year.
Do you know how
If
bad?
they win, your argument needs to be put on the forefront on whether Jason Tatum is the best player in the world.
Hey, listen to me. Do you
I
know how
think
bad?
that the doubt can still be there because he didn't win Finals MVP. But even if he don't win Finals MVP and they win a second championship, he needs to be talked about in that light. He needs to be. He has to
Do,
be. If they went back to back,
do you know how bad it would be if they went back-to-back championships and he has 0 MVPs to show for it?
it'll look bad. It'll look bad.
Regular season MVP or Finals MVP. If he has no MVPs to show for it, that would look so terrible, so bad. Hey, this
But
man is
but I wouldn't say that because do we think it looks bad on Lamar? The best player don't always win. The
so
best
so
player don't all. LeBron was the best player in the NBA for way too many years to only have
right,
4 championships. You could be the best player and not
but
win, so
but
you
this
can
not.
also win and not be the MVP. So I don't think it'd be a knock, man. I don't think it'd be a knock because it's a team sport, Chip. It's a team sport. The best player don't always win. The only time we seen the best player always win was 91, 92, 93,
Hmm,
94, 95, 96. Like, that's
mm,
the only time we seen it.
but even in his rings, he got MVPs.
Who? You talking about Mike?
91, 92,
But
yes.
that's what I'm saying. That's the only time we saw, no kidding, 6 straight years, the best player won the championship. After
Well,
that, I wouldn't say Tim Duncan was the best player in '98. I
Why?
wouldn't say that Tim Duncan was the best player because I personally think Kobe was or Shaq was.
No.
Just because you win don't mean you the best.
No. Let me help you.
The best player on a championship team does not always mean you're the best player in the NBA.
No, when the Spurs won a championship, Tim Duncan was the best, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I always view my players, right? When I say who the best, especially when they go head to head. At the 2-minute mark, the best player is always going to get the stop and the score.
But he was put in a position to do that. In every world that we ever seen basketball,
That's
the
what
best player got the score and got the stop. They number gets called when it's time. But Tim Duncan arrived almost every time. He made the shot. He made the defensive stop. But what's the difference between him and KG? When it was time, KG made the big shot. When it was time, KG made the big stop. It just so happens that the better team was San Antonio.
Well, the better team is going to be whoever it's going to be because of the leader. I'm trying to tell you. It's no way, and you got to really think about this. It's no way that Spurs team beat that Lakers team. If you go and you make them play 100 times, the Lakers teams will win more, right? But in that series, the only way they don't win is if Tim Duncan is the best player. And goddamn it, hey, Timmy came the ball. You got to go home.
But he was the best player in that series. But that don't mean he was 100% the best player in the NBA that year. Just like
He was the best
last
player that year.
Jaylen Brown wasn't the best player in the NBA last year. He just so happened when the stage was the brightest, he was the best.
I didn't
he was
think
the
he
best
deserved
and yeah, I don't think he did either. I thought Tatum got. But
and then we could have made this argument better. Like, yo, the best player got it. The best player, he was the best player all year. And he got the award. He should have got the award. And he should have got it in a championship. He was the best player. He did what he did. He was the best player.
He wasn't.
And he was better than Joker.
He wasn't better than Joker last year.
Listen, when I see guys for all of these numbers, you gotta understand. Russell Westbrook had an MVP. Russell Westbrook got all of the numbers. He was never the best player in the world.
When Joker had all the numbers in the world, he was the best player in the world.
When he won the championship, he was the best player in the world. When he won that fucking championship, he was the best player in the world. I seen it with my own eyes. I went to game 3, and they lost the game at that. I went to game 3 when they lost to Phoenix. He was dominating the game.
But every superstar dominate. It just so happens that if your team get to the finals and my team couldn't, my domination didn't get us to the finals. Your domination got you to the finals, and then you dominate in the finals. That mean you better than me? No, your team was better than me. We both dominant though.
No. Let me explain what I mean by it. So when I watched that game, right, and I knew Denver was going. When I watched that, and they lost again. They lost, but I knew they was going to win, is because of how they was running their stuff. Like they was in sync. You could see him and Jamal Murray was on a different time.
Because they had the better team. Yes, at the time, Joker was the best player too.
But so what happened last year?
When teams, I think Boston just had the best. I think to this day they got the best team in the NBA. Yes, Jason Tatum is elite. Yes, Jaylen Brown is elite. But I also think they got them. In my opinion, I think Boston is rolling. They got the right core of 8 guys. They got the right group of 8 to work together, in my opinion.
Yes. But your team is only as good as your leader.
I heard you. No, I agree. They have to be led. Somebody has to be the lead dog on that team. They do have to have a leader, but it do also make it a little bit easier to lead. That shit like a machine over there in Boston, dog.
Yeah, because they all know how to play, and they're not scared to play together.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have selfless superstars. We talked about that earlier. You gotta be selfless, and that character is just not easy to find.
It's
And they
not.
got the right group. Like I was always mad at the Sixers when they let go Al Horford. I thought that was the perfect steal because one, you took away from the Celtics.
You took away from the Celtics, and you took away from the Celtics the only player that gave Embiid issues. He's not better than Embiid. He's not even on
No,
Embiid's level, but he understands how to
to
frustrate
play
Embiid and
the
make things
game.
difficult against the Embiid. And he plays the game correctly. The only issue was Philadelphia did not understand how to play a big with Joel Embiid. If you look over the last 10 years, we refuse to put a actual big on the floor at the same time as Joel Embiid. You know, I got a Sixers podcast. So
Right,
I have to pay attention to it very. We don't play bigs with Joel Embiid. They haven't
right.
figured out how to maximize him when another big is out there.
Yeah, because you need a different type of big. You need a
You do
fast
have to be.
big.
Mhm.
Yeah, you need a bigger, taller, skinny, fast run the floor, shot blocking
Yeah.
big. So
Horford was
Embiid,
good for us, but he didn't fill that role, and that's why it
yeah,
just didn't work. It just didn't work.
but you should have knew how to play him better.
Yeah.
You
They
need,
just had to make him the backup center. He doesn't
yeah.
in Boston. Like people act like Horford had to be a starter when he came here. Like he didn't have to play 1 minute with Embiid. He didn't
Let me
have to
tell you.
play 1 minute with Embiid.
Let me
He
tell
could have just
you.
been our backup center.
Let, let me tell you about Al. Let me tell you about Al. Why I like Al so much. So when Al was a freshman at UF, that summer I was at Santa Fe College. It's a junior college in Gainesville. So we like 10 minutes, 20 minutes apart, if that. We used to go play pickup over there in the summertime. And that year, like my team we was ranked number 3 in the country. We was really good.
Mhm.
So we would go play pickup. But when we come over there, they would switch our teams up, of course. And at the time, Big Al was the third string center. So you had Noah, he was fourth string. You had Noah, Jakeem Noah, you had David Lee, you had you had the guy Richards, he was like 6'9". He wound up going to the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
And then you had young Al. So Al used to be with us. So that's how they made the 4 teams. So it was like 20 guys, right? They made the teams, and Al was on my team. But he was so good though. His mid range was all that at the time,
Oh, his mid
and
range still automatic.
he set great screens. Like he just knew how to play, and he made me look so good. I'm like, dang, like y'all know how to play. I knew he was gonna be good. Of course we didn't know he was gonna be this good, but the more I see him and how he get better every year, he take care of his body. He's just a great individual, like a great professional.
his his tenure was ruined here because of his
Yes.
family members. That's that's all that really can boil down to. His family ain't like Philly because of his
No.
time in Boston and how we treated them and how we talked to him and his family. It was
Yeah.
it never was going to be a good marriage because of how we treated him when he was a foe. When he was a foe, they never got over that. They never got
No.
over the fact that
Phil,
when you come to Philly, it's up. When you come
hey,
here, we on y'all time.
one thing about Philly, we talk about this word hate, like it's strong. When they don't like you, it's strong. Like it ain't no just go away tomorrow. It's super strong. That's why we gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Like y'all don't know the city like I
You
know the
don't know
city.
who
Like
gonna wind up being on
you
your
don't
team
know
a
it.
couple
You don't
years later, dog. You do not know who
know.
gonna wind up being on your team a couple years later, because that's 1,000% why the Philly and Al Horford marriage would not work.
Yeah.
That shit was bad. Even while he was with the Sixers,
I
like his sister would get on Twitter just slandering us, dog,
right.
slandering the Sixers fans, dog. It
It's
was bad.
wild. It's
It was
wild,
bad.
and we gotta be aware of. We gotta give love, bro. And it was a stretch where Embiid was out and he was carrying a load. They still was on his top. It's
Nope.
like I tell
His
people when they go to Philly, like y'all gotta be prepared for Philly. Like the hate is so strong that, and you gotta understand the only respect Philly respect is disrespect. Like
mhm.
you can't be afraid to bust somebody behind and then talk your talk. Like you can be you, but you just gotta understand that like they only gonna respect that. Like if you try to take the high road with them, they ain't gonna do nothing but just it's gonna get worse. Like you
That's
gotta
why that's why that whole statement about New York, when they say the whole if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, I don't think it's true. I think that's a Philly thing because hear me out. When it comes to just the average person making it, yeah, it's tough to make it out of New York, but it's also tough to make it out of Philly. look at
yes,
these two guys. Look at these two guys on the screen right now.
yes,
But that's just in regular life.
yes.
In sports, it's the same exact way. Like that's the difference. Like the Knicks sucked for a long time, and it was they was mad, but they still it is what it is. The
Right.
Giants is the worst team in football right now. Like the worst. They are the laughing stock of football simply because their best
They
player they
gotta
let
be.
walk.
They gotta
They
be.
quarterback they paid them, but then they cut them because they realized oh we fucked up. So like they look like a dumpster fire. So like their scrutiny is not as bad on the sports side. Like the same way it's tough to make it as a human out of New York, it's the same toughness to make it out of Philly. But like people could go to New York and have healthy careers and end their career and it'd be over and nobody trip. Now you have a bad week on the Philadelphia sports team. You have a bad hour on a Philadelphia sports team.
They ready to get you out of there, bro. They ready to get you out of there. They calling for your
Yeah,
job. The media people are calling for your job as if
dog.
they can do your job.
It's not easy to make it in this. I say this city
No,
like I'm there right now, but it's not easy to make it in Philly, man. It is not
no,
on
no.
all accords. Like I said, it's more than just the average man making it out of Philly. If you're a professional athlete and you get signed to Philly, just know
You gotta be about
your
that life, bro. Be
your
about that life.
employer is not the Philadelphia 76ers. Your employer is not the Philadelphia Eagles. Your employer is the man that work on Broad and Market, the guy that work on 18th and Chestnut, the guy that work, like you work for all of them. And if you
Yeah,
don't do a good job, they're gonna let you know about it.
but do your job, bro. Just be professional every day, though. You do need to
No,
take the high road somewhat, but
I just
speak your mind.
realized, hey, I just realized we've been on here for 2.5 hours, yo. I keep my podcast under 2 hours, but this is what happens when me and Chip get on here. This is what
Right,
happens when we start talking about the things we're passionate about. And one thing
right.
that I know for a fact Chip is passionate about is sports,
Yes,
and the development of sports and moving the needle every day. I want the games that I see today to look better than the games that I've seen yesterday. And I'm not
right,
naive to think that the youth is here. The youth is here, and this is young man's. These is young man's leagues now, man. Let it go, old
right.
heads. Let it go, old heads. Y'all can still teach,
Hey,
but we ushering in a whole new set of
hey,
superstars, and I love it, man. And I'm glad that Chip was able to join me today, dog. I appreciate you. You got me. You got me out my funk, man. I got a lot of stuff planned for this week. I got an interview that I'm probably gonna do tonight. I'm thinking about doing it live instead of recording it and putting it out. Uh, I got that interview. I'm thinking about doing shows every other day, like 30-minute little quick little joints about what's going on. Uh,
mm,
so I got a lot coming down the pipe. I got a new studio set up for people that come here and
which
we
is
could
dope.
talk in person. And that's why I'm testing out this wireless mic right now because I got two of them. So when I got the studio set up for when people are actually here, the show will be just me and that person sitting next to each other. So more to come. Again, Chip, appreciate you, dog. I needed
No
this one today.
problem.
I needed
Hey,
this one today, man. Any final
hey,
words, man?
hey, man. It's all love, man. Again, we ain't out here hating. This is for the love. That's what brotherly love is all about, man. Let's bring more love and awareness and education here. Let's go.
For sure. Let's go, man. We'll see y'all next week. What we talk